Germantown, Tennessee, normally a big, bustling town, Coach, but when it comes to football games, and especially one that's a playoff game, things change in Germantown, Tennessee. It goes from a town that's really exciting to closed.
Good luck finding anything to eat or anything to do. Everybody's going to be at one place tonight, and that's Red Devil Theater.
Absolutely. That's one of the great things about this town. I mean, there's people will take old box tops and old signs and make them up and just write "closed, gone to the game," and it just, it's a great thing.
Every once in a while, the water tower might have a banner hanging from it as well. You never know what kind of celebrations are going to lead up to the big game.
It could happen. Here come the Germantown Red Devils. So this is the first playoff game for Germantown of the season. Obviously, they won the rights to get here. Lexington as well. This is a big game. This is the one you're pointing to. The regular season's over. It's time for playoff football, Coach.
Well, and they're peaking at the right time. It seems like Germantown has been gearing up towards this the whole time. Ever since that one setback against Pine Bluff, things have switched, refocused, and everything's peaking at the same time. Everybody's kind of healthy. Everybody's feeling good. We're coming to the thing with a long winning streak and been outscoring folks by a lot. And, of course, that defense has been shutting everybody down.
No doubt about that. So both teams coming in 9-1. First round of the TSSAA state playoffs. This is the playoffs this weekend, Coach. There you see our game, Germantown and Lexington. You see several over there, other games that are, Memphis Central and Westwood. So the winner of the Germantown-Lexington game will get the winner of that game. And then you see some other games. Germantown's familiar with Warren County, obviously a big game, third game of the season. And then Germantown has a little history with Gallatin, too.
Well, yeah, they met in the playoffs previously in the state championship. Then they played Gallatin in the state championship years ago and lost to them. So you don't want to look too far ahead, but everybody's kind of got that thing looking forward to some game that they hope can happen and get a little revenge maybe. Yeah,
and so here's your AP top 25, and these are the top 5. In the state tonight for playoff games, and so we'll look a little bit at tonight's opponent. So you've got the Lexington Tigers coming in, and this is their season. They lost one game by 9 points to Jackson Northside, and so that was their one trip up of the season. So a good season for Lexington coming in.
Well, we do, and it looks like that was an anomaly because they've been putting up a bunch of points right after that point. So I don't know what happened against Jackson Northside that had a little trouble, but every other game they put numbers up on the board.
Yeah, so you look at some totals here. Their defense only gives up 10 points a game, on average, and they're scoring 24 points a game. So a nice split there. They're winning their games by 14 points. So, we'll have to see, with Germantown's defense as strong as it's been, we'll have to see what happens with that tonight.
Well, they look good on paper, but that's why they play it on the field and not on the paper. So, but looking up front, they're impressive looking. You got to get ready for that.
Yeah, so looking here at the Region 13 finals, Germantown's familiar with a lot of these two teams. These teams also, Bolivar, Haywood County. There's a lot of recent history. Jackson, Central Mary. Germantown's played a lot of these teams recently in the playoffs, Coach.
Well, everybody gets to the playoffs are there for a reason. There's only 3 divisions in Tennessee football, and there's only 3 levels of that. So there's not that many teams that are going to make it that far. You got to be good to make it to the playoffs. It's not like everybody gets into the playoffs at the end of the year. You have to be the real deal to get there.
No doubt about it. And there's the one loss that Germantown had against Pine Bluff, the 20-15. A lot of injuries during that game, Coach. You look at Germantown's totals here. They're scoring 30 points a game. They're giving up 8.6 a game. These are their season totals. So that plays a lot. These are good numbers for Germantown.
Well, it's not like they're just putting up points and outscoring people. They're putting up points and shutting people down. So that's a good combination. You got both sides of the ball are really balanced. They got a lot of depth on the team and got everybody back healthy now. They're really poised to look pretty good going forward.
Yeah, and so these are the finals in the Class AAA 14 standings. There you see Germantown, winning it, going 9-1 for the season. The final totals there. Bartlett did give them quite a run, Coach.
Well, it's tough, and it's not getting through the region they're in. They'll beat you up. I mean, if you can get through there without getting torn up too bad, they've had a couple of injuries that aren't going to come back, but more or less everybody's come back and gotten it together.
All right, so here we got a little history here with Lexington. This is September 8th, 1979. This is the Germantown Little Devils versus the Lexington Little Tigers.
Went into the way back machine for that one. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, so, there, like I said, there's a little history there. They played, the final was 28-6 back in 1979, but it was a Germantown victory. Last week's highlights, Germantown, Tennessee. Germantown hosted the Munford Cougars. Last game of the season, Germantown comes in 8-1. Munford comes in struggling at 3-6. Germantown's defense was just relentless as usual from the very first snap. Just recovered the first fumble on the first possession. Then they got a field goal after it. Next possession, same thing. Germantown just played really good defense. Germantown's secondary with the big interception takes the ball over. And then Germantown just marched down the field, throwing the ball, running the ball. You see Howard Moss there with a nice reception down the side. And then, of course, that vaunted running game. So Germantown had everything hitting on all cylinders. Really powerful effort by Germantown. They went up early, and then things sort of went their way also, with some few mistakes that were made by Munford. But the defense was really stout all game, Coach. And then once again, Germantown showed everything they can do. There's a nice scramble by Forrest Neighbors. Everything was working for Germantown that day. Their running game, like I said, was strong. And then here you see Neighbors back on the pass, kind of rolling to his right, throwing down the field, and finding Bon Tubbs right there over the middle. There's Germantown once again, just stayed with their running game, just power football nonstop throughout the game, and then they would go outside. So, everything was working there. Pitch to George Cantu. Munford got down at the end of the game and did get a late score, but Germantown was able to play a lot of people. Nice pass there by the sophomore Brian Donnelly to Buzz Walthall, and then he's running a little option himself. So a lot of people got playing time. Last game of the season, they honored their seniors. It was a really good way to go out. Germantown just doing what Germantown does, running the football, mixing in the pass to keep you honest. So just a good all-around performance. And once again, their defense was just relentless as usual. That's about all you can say about it.
And now for the starting lineups in tonight's game, beginning with the Germantown Red Devils and their offensive line. First we have number 87, junior Bob Jick, starting tonight for the Red Devils at tight end. Number 76, Eric Steele, also a junior, is starting tonight at offensive tackle. Number 67, Adam Cecil, also a junior, will be starting tonight at offensive guard. Next is 78, Jody Whitfield, who will be starting tonight at center. Number 69, senior Elliott Watts, will be starting tonight at offensive guard. Number 79, Jay Duggins, will be starting tonight at offensive tackle. Jay is also a senior. Number 82, junior Gary Brown, will be starting tonight at tight end and rounds out the Germantown Red Devils offensive line. In the backfield is number 22, Howard Moss, who will be starting at fullback tonight. Number 14, Buzz Walthall, is a senior and will be starting tonight at swingback. Leading the Red Devils tonight will be number 16, senior Forrest Neighbors, at quarterback. Number 45 is senior Chris Coppage, who will be starting tonight at fullback. And finally, number 42, junior George Cantu, who will be playing halfback tonight for Germantown. Now that you've met the starting offense, let's meet the starting defense for Germantown, beginning with Germantown Red Devils' defensive line. First we have defensive end, number 52, senior Marshall Boswell. Next we have number 51, defensive tackle, Tom Pruitt. Next is junior William Butler, number 50, starting tonight at defensive guard. Starting tonight at linebacker is number 69, senior Elliott Watts. Starting at defensive tackle is number 79, senior Jay Duggins. And now starting at defensive end tonight is number 72, junior Gerald Kilpatrick. Starting tonight at cornerback is number 17, senior Paul West. Also starting at cornerback tonight is senior number 14, Buzz Wathaw. Number 10, Brian Donnelly, who's a sophomore, is starting for Germantown tonight at free safety. Also starting at free safety tonight is number 89, senior Bond Tubbs. And finally, rounding out Germantown's roster is senior Mike Quitt, number 19, who is Germantown's kicker.
Okay, Coach, regular season stats for Germantown. There's your totals for the year. And 1,896 rushing yards, 645 passing yards, 2,541 total yards.
Everybody thinks of Germantown as being in that wishbone offense, and they just run. Well, it's 25% of the time they're throwing the ball, so they're a lot more diverse than people give them credit for.
Yeah, that's the thing, and there's your totals, there's your averages for the game. Germantown averaging about 254 yards per game. There's your scoring averages. 30-10, that's a pretty nice spread.
Yeah, you got to take that. Anytime you can win by 20 points, you'll take it. It looks like they were doing it just about every week.
Okay, Coach, you ready for some football tonight?
The grass is cut and the popcorn is cooking. This must be time to play football.
It is time to play some football. Live from Red Devil Field, this is the first round of the TSSAA playoffs right here from Red Devil Field. 164 teams started the regular season. We're down to 16 now, Coach.
All right, well, I got the cream of the crop going here. And they've been talking about it all year long. We're trying not to look too far ahead, one game at a time. Well, here you are. You only got 4 left. So we got to do them one at a time and take care of business tonight.
Absolutely. And the loser goes home. So there is no second chances starting tonight.
That's right. And for a lot of these guys, I'm so bad about being a senior. This is the last game you're going to play. I mean, only one team is going to come out of this season winning their last game.
So there's the seniors for Germantown back behind the starting captains. Coach, we were talking earlier about the balance, and in Germantown, Tennessee, this is balance.
Yeah, that's a lot of passing for the Red Devils. And the good thing about it is they're not always doing it when they're in trouble. Passing is part of the offense. They're not passing their way out of trouble.
Well, it's just like the commercial appeal said. They will pass the ball, and they're good at it. We had the game at earlier in the year. We had at Millington, and Millington to stack the line of scrimmage with 9 players, as you saw in that opening stat. And Germantown just said, "Okay, fine, we'll just throw the ball the entire game."
Sure, and you better be watching film, because if you're saying just another Germantown team, we're going to do what we always do. We're going to put 11 people in the box. We're going to wear you out from the air.
Yeah, Germantown had 4 touchdowns through the air. They just once again decided, fine, if you're going to stack the line of scrimmage, we'll just throw it right over the top. And it was just a bloodbath.
Well, and that can also loosen up your running game. They start backing up at that point, and the game plan kind of falls apart on them. That opens up your offense even more.
Exactly. And so, the thing about Germantown, they play a tough out-of-conference schedule. So you look here, they started out with Booker T. Washington, That's the only unranked opponent they played out of schedule. You got to give them credit for that, Coach.
Well, you don't want the first time you get smacked in the mouth to be in the playoffs. You need to already have that adversity and know how to handle it. You need to be down and know how to come back. You don't want to be in the really, really big game at the end of the season and then all of a sudden find yourself in trouble and not know what to do. These guys are battle-tested and know how to handle adversity.
All right, we've got some breaking news coming in, Coach. Gator Thomas made his 220 run.
Did he really?
This week. Yes.
Goodness gracious, just in time for the playoffs.
Yeah. Coach Netherland called it one of the greatest achievements in the history of Germantown football.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, and that's the greatest quote by Gator. Of course, he had some money to buy the beer because everybody was betting against him getting the 220.
Yeah, there he was celebrating in the locker room. So he was real happy to make that run. That was a big deal for Gator. So,
I understand. Been trying to do that all year long. It's a great accomplishment. Congratulations, Gator.
There you go. All right, here we're off. And so Germantown versus Munford. There's the kick into the end zone. Looks like they'll be bringing it out to the 20-yard line.
Now, a lot of those points that were scored for Lexington was done by this running back. They got a hot shot running back they feel really good about. That's going to be the focus of the offense going on. Germantown knows it. They're going to be ready for it, but look for that battle. These guys know what they're going to do, and Germantown's going to kind of dare Germantown to stop it.
Yeah, that's a really good point. You know, they've put a lot of stock in this running back they've got coming in from Lexington. So we'll see how that Germantown defense is prepared for that. And
that fellow's prepared right there.
Absolutely. There's their leader right there. There's their two leaders.
I think you could put a helmet on both of them. They'd do just fine.
No question. 1st and 10, ball on the 20. Quarterback's going to take. Oh, we've got flags on the play. Already got some laundry out there.
There we go. Well, let's go ahead and start a game.
Yeah, so I guess we'll redo everything. We'll come back here and we'll take another try at it. So, back to your point, I think that's going to be the big question. Can can Lexington run the ball against this Germantown defense?
Yeah, nobody else has been able to. So they would really be the first ones to be able to do that. And Germantown's got a record of capitalizing on mistakes. So every fumble, all the interceptions, all year long, they've done a really good job of zeroing down their mistakes and taking advantage of the ones on the other team.
So it's going to be 1st and 15, ball on the 15-yard line. Quarterback's under center. You take the ball. It's going to hand off over on the right-hand side. Looks like he might have gotten about 3-4 yards. About 4 yards, Coach.
You got a little misdirection there. So they give to the dive. This guy breaks out loose. Everybody's focusing on the other running back. So they give to the first back going across, finds a little bit of room. But that sometimes when you got that back everybody's looking for, you're going to use him as a decoy, which they tried to do that time.
Yeah, so once again, live from Red Devil Field, TSSAA first-round playoffs. Second play from scrimmage coming up. Germantown looks like they're going to be in their standard 5-52 defense. 2nd and 9, ball on the 21, quarterback under center. Going to take the ball, reverse out again, hand off over on the left-hand side. And they're all over it. Paul West with a nice tackle. Paul West and Mike O'Neill, Coach.
Thumbs up tight. Well, that time they had everything stacked inside and tried to bounce inside. There wasn't a hole. Everything's jammed up. The defense did a really good job of hitting the gaps. West is back there, free safety, keeping an eye on things. And when it wasn't there, he tries to bounce it outside. Yeah, Boswell comes down, makes him go outside. He hooked it in. That gave time for the defense to catch up. The fact that Boswell stayed home, got to break down, keep your hips low, wrap them up. Good play by the Red Devils.
Yeah, West had to come a long way that time. He was moved over more to the center of the field, so he had to come a long way. And like you said, Boswell was able to kind of hem it up and give him some time to the cavalry arrive.
Right, didn't get his name in the paper, but he helped make the play.
The all-important name in the paper. Your girlfriend likes that one, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, 3rd and 6, ball on the 24. Quarterback under center. Going to take the ball. He's going to pitch over to the right. Quick pitch to the right. There he goes. And Germantown's all over it. Looks like he may have gotten about 2 yards.
It was awful early for a big play, but you really don't want to go 3 and out on your first set of downs coming right out of the game because they scripted and they knew what they wanted to do and had a plan. Come out in 3 plays later and your plan's messed up. Looks like they did barely good.
They did get the first down. There he goes. And he's breaking off another one. Look at there, Coach. Right up the right-hand side for another first down.
This is a good play. This time they're pulling the guard from the other side. Got a trap play, and that thing opens up. You can tell this guy knows what he's doing. He was waiting for the hole to open up. He didn't go bursting through there. He waited for the play to develop. That hole opened up, and it was free running. Probably had at least 15 yards on that play. got popped over the end. It looks like there's a massive humanity ringing their bells down there, but at the end of the play, it's a good run by Lexington. Now you want to keep doing that all night long.
Yeah, 1st and 10, ball on the 43. Lexington on the move. He's going to reverse out. He's going to throw the ball. Looking over the middle. Incomplete. So current drive, Coach, 4 plays, 20 yards, 2 first downs. That's a good start for Lexington.
Especially when you're on the road, you want to come down. Everybody's got the jitters. Everybody's a little excited. Get you a first down or 2 under your belt. Everybody start feeling a little bit better and settle down.
So 2 big runs over 5 yards. 2nd and 10, ball on the 43-yard line. Quarterback's going to reverse out, pitch to the left. And good coverage there by Howard Moss coming from the linebacker position.
They try to run it back. This guy's a little who'd he get help from? Oh, O'Neill's over there on the tackle as well.
Yeah, got some good help from O'Neill there.
This time they tried to go with another running back. This guy's a little smaller and a little quicker, so they run out of that T formation. They try to get outside quick with a pitch. O'Neill sets the end. Moss comes in inside out. They met in the middle.
3rd and 11, ball on the 42. Quarterback's going to take the ball. He's going to quick handoff up the middle. There he goes. He's breaking outside, and Paul West on a big tackle.
Boy, he has some room, too. He has some room to go. That's a scary feeling when it's you and nobody else behind you. And he broke through that line and had a little bit of room.
Look at that formation.
They had everybody in a stack like a power eye, and they gave it to the second guy. People running all over the place.
Yeah, West with a big tackle there. That's gonna shut down that drive.
They needed that. One more first down, it would have been kind of hairy.
Yeah, there's the punt. The thing about that drive that really doesn't make any sense to me is they're moving the ball on the ground, then he decides to try to throw the ball.
Yeah,
and that's where it kind of went south.
Yeah, sometimes coaches can get too smart for their own good sometimes. Just keep doing what you're doing until they stop you from doing it.
No question about it. So there's the Germantown crowd. They're glad to be here. It's always a big deal in Germantown, Tennessee when you have the playoffs.
Not only everybody knows everybody, it's a community. So it's a gathering too. So you're going to see a game, you're going to see friends. Good place for family and friends to get together on the weekend.
Lexington takes that first drive, and like we said, they really kind of dropped the ball there. No pun intended, but just the throw over the middle just really never had a chance. Germantown was actually in really good position, and the secondary was. They were sitting in a cover 2, it looked like, and they had real good safety help, and their corners were on top of it as well.
And Gator on the sideline was talking about getting that 220 down under 50.
Oh, man, that had to feel good, especially that beer he had as soon as he crossed the goal.
Absolutely. Well, then it was game time. He can only have one.
That's right. All right, 1st and 10, Germantown ball on the 43-yard line. Reverse out and pitched by 2 neighbors to Moss on the left-hand side. Moss across for about 7 yards. Good carry there. 53 pitch, Coach. Walk us through it.
They're going to turn and pitch. The guard's going to pull and kick out the end. The end's going to come down on the linebacker. Basically, you never know where the guy's coming from that's getting ready to hit you. And then you got running backs leading through the hole. You're just trying to get more people in the place than they have. So you're trying to beat them to the hole, looking for a mistake.
Yeah, that play is something Germantown put in at the beginning of this season, and it has really showed a lot of success. And when the guard pulls, he's going to do whatever that defensive end or outside linebacker wants to do. So 2nd and 5, ball on the 33. He's going to hand off right up the middle, it looks like, to Howard Moss again. First down, Germantown.
I'd say one thing you see about these running backs, they fall forward. They all have strong forward lean. They're all pushing forward. Look, he's got everything down, moving forward. Everything's coming that way. And, boy, you don't want to be the guy to get in front of that because it's going to hurt. But they're always going to get that extra yard or 2 because they got that forward lead, whereas the other running back was kind of waiting for the hole up. And these guys hitting it as fast and hard as they can, hoping something will bust up.
That is a very big point. 1st and 10, Germantown ball on the 42-yard line. It looks like we've got George Cantu checking into the game. So Germantown looks like they're more in a power formation this time instead of a swing back. They're going to hand off. They're going to option to the
outside.
Right. Here goes Coppage.
He's got the corner.
There goes Coppage. Big run.
There's Moss blocking downfield. You got to love that, man. This is a good team all the way around. That's how they want to get outside. That's the option football. That's what they're known for. He can give there or pull. He pulled at that time because that guy was covered. The end comes up. As soon as that end shows his numbers, he knows that's an automatic turn and pitch because now you know Coppage is going to outrun anybody out there. Waiting for his block to set up. Got another 2 or 3 yards off hustle.
So 1st and 10, ball on the 42. He's going to hand off to Coppage again, right up the middle for another 7 or 8 yard gain. So, Coach, back on that last play, do you think that run previous to that, right up the middle, kind of set up that option?
Oh, I think they're going to set up plays. They'll take a play knowing they only get 3 or 4 yards, knowing they're going to get a big hit off of it on the next play. And then they come back where they reverse out. Those linebackers looking for the wide play because they just got burned wide. So he reverses out and gives up the middle, hoping those linebackers going to read the backs going outside.
1st and 10, ball on the 33 after that nice run by Coppage. Germantown still in that A formation. Here's Neighbors. This time he's going to take the option to the left. Good block downfield by Coppage. Nice run by Neighbors.
Fabulous. That time the option goes the other way. So Neighbors pulls the ball, not there. Now that time, you see this end, he's not showing his numbers. He's covering the running back, which is an automatic key for the quarterback to cut it up. The Neighbors is smart enough to slow down, let the play develop, get behind Coppage. Coppage throws a block, gets another 7, 8 yards, 10 yards after the block downfield.
1st and 10, ball on the 16. And we're going to hand off again to Coppage over on the right-hand side, maybe 3 yards that time. That was the pitch to the other side, Coach.
Yeah, that way, this time the end took up a lot of space. He took up 2 blockers that time, which let the linebackers run free. They're able to fill that hole. Hey, still 3-4 yards. That ain't bad.
Yeah, how do you complain about 3 yards when you're running the wishbone?
You don't. You get 3 yards 4 times, that's 12, and that's more than 10. You get 4 more downs.
2nd and 7, ball on the 16-yard line. There goes Neighbors over on the left side, and he's real close, Coach. He's probably down. 1st down about on the 3-yard line after this play.
Pulls the ball. There's that. Again, that end is jumping out on the running back. He's really not getting anybody. Neighbors cuts it up. It's all a read. You're not doing anything. You're just reading what they're doing and taking what they give you.
Yeah, nice play by Neighbors. You know, they obviously it seems like he's been running the option his entire life, and maybe he has. So,
pretty much has.
So there's the current drive: 6 plays, 80 yards, all on the ground, 0 pass. But Germantown believes in that old statement, Coach, that if you throw the ball, 3 things can happen, 2 of them are bad, right?
That's right. So far they haven't needed to do that.
Touchdown, Germantown, right up the middle. George Cantu on a nice run. That offensive line for Germantown getting real good push.
They really are. They're strong and they're tough and they're quick. So they're not the biggest line in the world. They got plenty of size, but boy, they're just hard-nosed and tough.
And they're very ugly too, except for Elliott Watts. He is a good-looking man.
That's what I heard from him.
Never met that gentleman, but I'm sure he's a good-looking. At least the picture I saw.
I understand.
There we go. All right. So everybody happy in Germantown. You got to give them credit taking that first drive after holding Lexington. That's exactly what they wanted to do. Here's the extra point, right down the middle, and Germantown goes up 7-0.
Well, now the pressure is switched. So Lexington has come out. They had a decent run that stalled on them, and Germantown takes the ball and marches right down their throat. And now Lexington has to be thinking, all right, pressure's back on. So now these guys cannot afford you don't want to go down 2 touchdowns with these guys. So they're trying to figure out a way to keep an extended drive on this next play.
Yeah, there's not a team that Germantown played this year that went down 2 touchdowns that won. The only loss they had was a real nail biter with the entire game with Pine Bluff.
Well, when you're running, the clock's running. And when you're throwing, the clock stops. So if you're going to run that ball, it really shortens the game. There's only so many possessions you're going to get in the game because Germantown's going to eat up a lot of clock on offense.
Yeah, 82 yards, 7 plays, all on the ground. You got to really love that. I mean, that is that's just option football and just running it down their throat.
And you got to love the option was the big play. They ran the option to the right, and that worked great. Remember, Neighbors pitch going to the right because that's what the end gave him. Going back to the left, the end was taking away the pitch, so Neighbors cut it up. So it's nice when you're an option team that the option is the play that's working for you.
Absolutely. There's the kickoff. So Mike Witt straight down the middle. And it looks like it's going to be another touchback. So Lexington, ball kicked out of bounds. So they'll have the option here, Coach. They can either re-kick or they can take the 5-yard penalty.
I bet they're going to get anything to squeeze any kind of yards out of this thing. I would take the yards better than the run back on this if I was them.
Yeah, if you're Lexington right here, really what you probably need to do more than anything, even if you can't score, you've got to get your defense a little bit of a break, get a little momentum going your way, and just feel better about yourself after the first
because your defense just got smacked, so they need a little time to catch their breath and feel better about what's going on.
So they're going to take the re-kick. So there's the re-kick by Witt. And this time he just knocks it deep into the end zone, so he's going to take the touchback. So no harm, no foul.
Well, apparently Lexington watched a lot of game film, but they didn't bother to watch the kicker to know that he could do that pretty much any time he wants to do that.
Yeah, he's got quite the leg. I think Germantown recruited him from Melbourne, Australia. Is that correct?
I have no idea. I wonder what that accent was. I heard him talking. I was trying to where that was from.
It's either that or North Dakota. We're not sure. 1st and 10, ball on the 20 for the Tigers. They're going to take the ball. He's going to hand off right up the middle, maybe a yard.
Yeah,
so nice stop by there. It looks like by Jay Duggins.
That's the same play they ran right off the bat. That's the first play of the game they did. They tried that counter where they handed the first back, using the good back as a decoy. And it worked the first time, not so much the second time. It acted like they'd seen that before.
2nd and 8, ball on the 22. This time he's going to hand off back on that right side again and get maybe 2 yards.
Yeah. Well, they're trying to use a little bit of misdirection. Again, it reverses out, trying to get the linebackers to go. Watts wasn't buying what they were selling on that one, stepped in the hole, snuffed out the play.
So, the big play coming up here. I mean, you hate to say there's a big play at this point, but at 3rd and 6 and ball on the 24, you can't give them the ball back around the 40-yard line. So, there's a pitch to the right. They're going to stay on that right-hand side. You see Bon Tubbs came up from his cornerback position. It was to the short side of the field, so he probably wasn't expecting the pass. And you see, the linebacker coming over as well. Just a lot of good pursuit there. Looks like you got about 11 people around the tackle. 4th and 2, and they're going to punt.
They've only tried one pass that was unsuccessful, so there's no reason not to sell out on the run at this point.
There you go. That's a good point. So after 2 series, I'd say Germantown's done what they wanted to do.
Oh, well, yeah. And now they've got great field position with the lead. Everything's looking good.
And there's the man is sort of, I got to give Ernest Chisholm a lot of credit. He's the one that really had the vision of Germantown being a great football program and sports being a big part of high school, and he's really what made it happen.
Well, he knows what sells tickets,
and
that the entire school has kind of followed that lead.
1st and 10, ball on the 34, and George Cantu right up the middle for a first down. I mean, just power football. Look at this coach.
I'd say Neighbors is having a great game already, even though he has not missed a read yet. That time, that hole opened up, and instead of pulling it out, because he would have gotten smacked if he did, he handed off to the first guy, the fullback. So every read he has done so far has been right on target. And you're thinking, how are these guys getting this open? He's getting them open. Those are all his decisions that are working out so well.
That's the thing, and it happens in an instant.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it is so quick. I mean, if you've played quarterback, folks, I mean, I'm telling you, it is a tough thing.
Yeah, you're making 3 or 4 decisions in about 3 seconds.
Yeah, especially in this type of offense. 1st and 10, ball on the 43-yard line. Neighbors under center. And we're going old school and new school at the same time.
Okay, got a little motion happening.
And he's going to reverse out again, hand it over on that left-hand side, just right up the middle again for another 7 yards.
See, this time they split everybody out. So when you split those ends out and you put that running back out and you go to I formation, those linebackers and the ends, everybody has to spread out and respect how far you are. That leaves the middle open. So that time they looked like they were going to go wide, ran it right up the middle, because that's what was the soft part of the defense.
Yeah, and think about the time of possession right now. How long has Lexington had the ball in the first 10 minutes of the game?
I don't know. They must feel like Germantown's had it for about a month and a half already.
Coach Nolan going to have light one up over there already. He's ready to go. That'll relax him a little bit.
Well, he bummed a cigarette off Dudley Aiken, the vice principal. So.
No doubt. All right, once again, live from Red Devil Field, opening round of the TSSAA playoffs, and 2nd and 3, ball on the 36-yard line. Neighbors comes to the line of scrimmage. They now split again. Germantown, he's going to take the ball, reverse out again, hand back right up the middle. Coach, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
No, and it's not broke yet, that's for sure. Just look at the surge they've got. He's not getting touched. They're split out a little bit, and again, that's going to soften up the linebacker. So everybody moving out, softens up the linebacker a little bit. And then he just follows where all the people go. The surge off the line. These guys are 3-4 yards off the line before he's even have to make a decision on what to do. So the offensive line surge is a good 3 or 4 surge on every play.
Yeah, no question. I mean, it's back to that, pick your poison. Okay, we can stack the line of scrimmage, and then Germantown's just going to throw the football.
Well, and Germantown can finesse you if you want to. The linemen are just mean. There's a lot of meanness that has a lot to be done there.
Ugly once again.
They've been taught to go at them.
1st and 10, ball to 27. Going to hand off up the middle to Moss. They sniffed that one out a little bit there. He only got like 2 yards that time.
Yeah, well, I don't think there's a whole lot there, because that time the end had stepped up as well. I think somehow they thought that was coming. Time to change gears. This time they're hopping in the gaps. You see that end come up really quick, and it looked like it was open. closed up really quickly.
Yeah, they look like they got a little penetration over there out of that gap. Like you said, 2nd and 9, ball on the 26. There's a pitch to Coppage over on this side, and he looks like he's got about maybe 5 yards and maybe, 2 yards to go, Coach?
Yeah, and it seems counterintuitive. You're saying that play didn't work, let's do it again. Well, it's the same play, but completely different result. Neighbors knew that M was crashing down, pulled it out really quick, and gave a Coppage space. You got Moss out there blocking on the end, and there's that forward lean. He was leaning so far forward, he got airborne.
Yeah, I mean, that's you hit up on a really strong point there. I mean, it is the same exact play except a completely different field because he decides that time to pull the ball and pitch to Coppage on the option.
Well, the last time I said, well, that didn't work. Let's do the same play because they knew what was coming that time.
3rd and 3, ball on the 30-yard line. He's going to reverse out again, pitch on the left-hand side. There goes Moss. First down, Germantown.
Yeah, there's that surge again. Those lines, he's not getting touched. He's 3 or 4 yards down the field. And then when he does, he makes them pay. They're turning the pitch. We got the crash down block. There's Watts coming out to kick out the end. You got 2 backs leaning through. You got 1 leaning right there. Kind of missed the block a little bit there. But the idea was you kick out the end. You got 2 people loading on the linebacker and you outrun. But that line is getting such a good surge, I think those backs having a hard time finding somebody to hit. 1st
and 10 on the 14-yard line. Going to reverse out and hand up to Cantu on a quick dive play. But he reversed out, Coach. Just got to freeze that linebacker.
He does. So he goes the other way, fakes to Cantu, gets it to Moss. There's Whitfield. Block pulling out there. Moss comes right in behind him. Stands up a little bit too tall. But he still gets 3 or 4 yards out of it.
Yeah, I mean, you just you're down on the 10-yard line. You got 2nd and 6. You're doing exactly what you want to. There's another quick pitch to Coppage. There he goes. He's going to cut back up the middle, all the way down to about the 4-yard line.
you got elbows and legs and feet and stuff flying all over the place. So on the 54 pitch, here we are again. The guard's coming out and kicking. That time there wasn't in to get. So he comes out. Who am I going to get? Well, there's this poor son of a gun sitting outside. So we got 2 people blocking a cornerback. He cuts it up behind. That's the backside free safety, I think, was the one that was coming up from that.
Yeah, you give Coppage credit there. He likes to go outside, but he turned it up when he saw it. 3rd and inches, ball on the 4. Going to hand off right up the middle to Cantu, and it is a touchdown. No, first down. Germantown. All right, well, so that's the end of the first quarter, Coach.
To you, it may just be an elevator.
Here goes nothing.
But for a young homeowner becoming their parents, it's a learning opportunity.
Come on in. The more the merrier. Paris, huh? Bonjour. We got any out-of-towners in the elevator?
Tom, it is not easy.
10th floor, huh? Must be a heck of a view.
Okay, see how everyone else is facing this way?
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you
keep in
bundle
touch.
home and auto with us.
Okay, that was terrible.
Okay, let's hang back. We're going to try that again.
G, huh? What do you think that is, ground or garage? I guess we'll find out.
All right, back to Germantown, Tennessee, Red Devil Field. Germantown, there's first quarter stats, Coach.
Well, that pretty much tells the story. They did a lot. Germantown did a lot. Lexington didn't do a whole bunch, but that really came out. And again, Germantown was going to get the ball in the second half, so they stole the momentum away. They controlled the game from the very beginning, and now they're down on the goal line, so they're going to open up the second quarter with a chance to go up 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, you look there, and the first downs jump out at you, the rushing yard totals, just 3-1. First and goal, ball on the 1-yard line. There's Neighbors. He's going to hand off to Moss, and he's just going to walk across to Cantu. Across the goal line. Yeah, touchdown, Germantown.
That was a little too easy that time. Now I don't know if you can. I mean, that was such a dominant thing that it almost looked like they knew the touchdown was going to happen. They were almost kind of letting them have it. It was crashing down, kicking out. He bounces it out. There's a hole inside. If he cuts up, he could have had it, but he's still so much room outside. You only had a yard to go. You're not going to start Germantown a yard away.
Yeah. So here's the extra point. Ball down. Up, and it's good. 14-0, Germantown. Once again, this is the playoffs, folks. This is not playing a bad team out of the regular season schedule, and it's 14-0 after basically a quarter.
Yeah, they're beating the heck out of a team that beat the heck out of a lot of teams, and they're used to scoring a lot, and just haven't been able to do anything. I mean, you can't do what you're used to doing. Now you're stuck trying to figure out what you're going to do in the middle of the game. You've been game planning all week long, and now you got to come up with a new plan, and you're only in the second quarter.
Yeah, you saw Channel 13 out at the game tonight. All the TV stations out doing some, gathering some footage tonight for the local TV channels. Even Sports 56 looks like it's here, Coach.
Well, that's one of the problems. When you're a coach, it's one of the things that make you crazy. Because now all of a sudden you got the cameras out and you got the newspaper out, and these are all distractions that you don't want to do when you're focusing on. But Nevlin does a really good job of bringing everybody back down to earth pretty quickly, reminding them they're not the big hot shots that the papers are telling them that they are.
Yeah, they are not hot shots.
So
let's keep that in mind.
You hadn't won anything yet, big boy. Just hang on a second.
Here we go. Kicks down to about the 10-yard line this time. He's going to be able to bring it out this time. Looks like he's going to get up to a pretty good return there. He got up to about the 27, 28-yard line.
Yes. O'Neill's out there just hitting everybody. He's a wedge buster, then he gets up and catches them from behind. He's just ready to hit something.
Yeah. O'Neill likes to tackle low, man. He loves to take somebody's legs out.
There's Bonds up. You can tell his dad owned a sports arena. He's got the elbow pads, styling those socks pulled up to the knees, man, looking good and lean.
And, he was a big fan of Chris Coppage as well.
Absolutely.
He is a big. First and 10 ball on the 29-yard line for Lexington. He's going to hand off over on the right-hand side after reversing out. He's going to cut up the field.
Nice move.
Nice run by that kid. He looks like he's going to get up to about the 33-yard line.
Well, it looks like the number 42 is the banger. This guy's the quick one. So they try to get it to him outside. He bounces out, and everybody got sealed all of a sudden. He saw a bunch of grass and then saw a bunch of red all of a sudden. This is a good, quick move.
And Watts just misses the tackle. I mean, just absolutely missed it.
Well, that guy's kind of quick.
What are you trying to say? Watts isn't quick?
He ain't that quick. He's also not a running back.
No doubt about that. First and 10, ball on the 43 after a nice gain by Lexington. Quarterback going to take it and going to hand off over on the left-hand side this time for another nice run. Looks like he got about 4 or 5 yards out of the coach.
Yeah. Now, I think this is what Lexington ought to be doing. You don't want to freak out. We're down 14, but you can only score 7 at a time. So let's just reestablish ourselves, see if we can't get a little momentum going, get back in this game.
Second and 5, he's going to reverse out, hand back up off the middle again. He's going to be real close to another first down. I think that's where they made their mistake on that first drive.
I think so. They got away from their strength, and this time they're thinking, if I can just get down there and get a score in, I'm only down a touchdown, I'm back in this thing. So they regrouped, caught their breath, get it back to what they know.
There's Chris Coppage saying hello to Mother.
Saying, hey, Mama Brenda, how are ya?
Yep. The boy hadn't seen a defensive side of the field in about 3 years.
Hey, at least he's relaxed. He he's not pacing up and down the field stomping things. He's out there having a good time, and it's a whole lot of fun playing football.
All right, 3rd and 1 on the 48. He's going to reverse out and hand on the left-hand side.
Watts. Came from the backside.
Coming from the backside there, and I don't know if he's going to keep him from getting a first down, but he definitely
reminded me he was there. This time, they're going to send Watts from the backside, and he beats the guy to the hole because behind the blockers, catches him right in the hip. And I can tell you from experience, that stings a bit.
So there's your Germantown defensive line. This is, you're going to see, there's your linebackers for Germantown. There's that good-looking guy on the right again. And there's your secondary. That's quite an interesting motley crew there as well, Coach.
And they are. And the defense got a little bit of meanness to them. There's big and tough, and then there's a little bit of mean as well.
Absolutely. 4th and 1, ball on the 36-yard line. He's going to hand off. First down, Lexington.
They're going back to what they know. And again, if you 3 yards at a time, if you get 4 times, you get a first down. So this time they walked everybody up. They get a decent surge. They get a cross block coming across and got just enough for the first down. Didn't need a touchdown. Just need a first down at this point.
Yeah. So, Lexington's kind of going back what they're doing. They found a little bit of success over on that left-hand side, it looks like, on the last series or 2. So let's see if Germantown makes any kind of adjustments. First and 10 ball on the 45. Let's see if Lexington, they're going to hand off on a sweep.
No,
nice tackle over there by West.
Keeps finding himself on an island over and over again. This time, it's a pretty good play. They put a guy in motion. They pulled 2 linemen. They're blocking down. They get the kick-out block on Walthall right there. West fills the hole, makes a nice open field tackle.
Yeah, that was a good block they put on the strong safety there. So it looks like they brought in Buzz Walthall at safety. And there's a quick handoff up the middle.
Oh, that's what you like to see.
Not a lot there.
Gracious.
Yeah, the Germantown defense bowed up that time.
You had a bunch of folks go low, then you had Watson still go up high, and that's a long run. You're right there.
Both
You know you're in for a
linebackers.
bad ride because you're going to get some
Wow.
land on top. Pursuit and gang tackling. You're absolutely right.
Yep, that's Germantown's mantra. And there's the legendary Raymond Duke, folks. He'd like to have a Miller Lite right about right now. don't you
I think he's got one in his pocket.
Something's in his pocket. I don't know. Oh, there's Neighbors just waiting for another opportunity.
He's saying, when do I get the score again?
Yeah. Jig's telling him it won't take long. Don't worry about it. 3rd and 8, ball on the 43. Going to drop
Going
back.
up
It's looking
top.
like he's going to throw. And just in the middle of nowhere. Incomplete pass. Looked like Tubbs might have had a shot at intercepting it.
I think we're finding out why they don't throw very much. This guy was a tall lefty, had plenty of time, kind of threw it to nothing. The closest receiver was on the other team.
Yeah, just had no opportunity there. So it looks like Lexington. Let's see what they're going to do. They have to punt, it looks like. So they're going to punt, try to pin Germantown back deep. It looks like that one's going to bounce, and it's going to end up about on the 11-yard line. So nice punt by that kid.
It's looking like their coach is thinking this is more about field position than anything else. We're getting ready to find out.
Yeah, and the thing is, once again, they did at least they switched the field that time. At least they've given Germantown a lot of grass in front of them because there's short fields and Germantown will kill you. 1st and 10, ball on the 18-yard line. Germantown in A formation. It ain't broke. Now they split, go to I formation, bring up a tight end, and get a power football right over there on that right-hand side behind Eric Still and Adam Cecil.
Well, you get a little more conservative when you're on your own side of the field. You can't afford any mistakes. You can't afford any fumbles when you're that deep. So here's this A formation you're talking about. So this way they line up. You can do multiple things off this. You can run the option off of it by faking to the fullback. You can pitch. You can load up in there. So now you've got 2 backs going through there. Or you can get in motion. So they'll break one out, put the running backs in I formation. This gives you an extra blocker on one side. So now Walthall right there is an extra blocker on that side. It also makes you've seen the linebackers move around. It makes for a nice pocket in the center because you got everybody spread out wide. Or you can do motion, and that's what that's going to do is it's going to get a lot of people confusing about who they got. So everybody thought they knew who they had. Now it splits up. I got him. Well, now who's got him? I don't know. So you're playing percentages, hoping somebody's going to make a mistake somewhere along by throwing them lots of different looks.
All right, 2nd and 8, ball on the 20. There's Neighbors. He's going to keep it this time. Turn upfield. There he goes. He looks like he's got about 12 yards, Coach.
Well, that was that option left that's been working so well. Neighbors is slow getting up. That guy kind of came down on his ankle funny. Yeah, he's not feeling really good about that. So this time that's that option left again. He pulls the ball. We got everybody blocking down. The end doesn't know who to get. So he cuts it up. So this time they came up trying to get the receiver. Neighbors cuts it up. But he cracks back on him right there. He could have pitched it there. Decided not to because it was too dangerous. Good call. Take what you got. Be happy about it. Don't get greedy at this point.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right there. I mean, I think especially, real quickly in the back of Neighbors' head, he's got to think, okay, I'm pinned back on my 30-yard line. I don't want to make a mistake here. We got a 2-touchdown lead. All that's going through his head all at the same time.
All while people are getting ready trying to take his head off, which is hard to keep your composure when those things are going on. But you got to know when to take chances and when not to.
1st and 10, ball on the 33. Germantown's going to hand off on that right-hand side for about 7 yards. Just once again, power football. They're just moving the ball right up the middle of the field.
It's amazing how many of these running backs fall forward. It looks like they're not being touched, and we jokingly call it the turf monster. They got so much momentum going forward that if they don't get hit, it throws their balance off a little bit, but they're taught to stay low and keep those shoulders down.
2nd and 5, Coppage straight up the middle for a 1st down. I mean, just punishing the middle of that Lexington defense.
Yeah, and Coppage just loves that. This is his kind of game. He likes to get dirty. Unlike Tubbs, he wants his socks around his ankles. But he's got that little bitty crease there, and now he's looking for something. He's not going to do a lot of juking, not a lot of moving, not a lot of jitter sets. He's going to lower his head and run right at you.
All right, current drive, Germantown 4 plays, 27 yards, 2 first downs. And there's the big play by Neighbors right there. So that's, Germantown, keeping them honest, going up the middle, going outside, going left, going right. 1st and 10, ball on the 46. Going to hand the ball off to Moss, and there he goes.
There he goes. That's really good. The guy barely got him by the ankles there. And, boy, that's what you love. Look at Still. He's 15 yards down the field looking for somebody to block.
And he's a big man.
Yeah, there's a crackback. There's your kick-out block. Moss is patient this time, cuts up behind it before the other linebacker can get there, and now you got somebody coming from the other side making the touchdown-saving tackle.
Look, Jix and Whitfield both downfield.
Everybody, they got 3 linemen down the field looking for somebody. Nope. There goes Cantu. Fantastic.
Yeah, just, that you had to look there. You have to be impressive. Germantown teaches the backside of their offensive line to get down the field, to get a combo block, push the guy so he doesn't get in any momentum, and then take off down the field looking for those second-tier blocks. That's a big part of their offensive line.
It is, because that backside tackle is not going to run down somebody running wide to the other side. So forget him and see if you can help downfield.
Germantown's going to reverse out, run option over to the right. Neighbors directing traffic, and the late pitch to Coppage. Coppage on the round and gets another 7 yards. So a big gainer there, Coach.
Neighbors, he diagrammed that the entire way as the play was going down the field. So he's coming downfield, has a presence of mind to tell somebody who go block. Reverses out. He's got lots of green space. There's a block. This guy at top is following the cornerback in, and now Neighbors also knows the guy behind me is faster than me. Let's get him the ball and see if we can get something else. So he waits till they come to tackle him, kicks the ball out, gets another 7 or 8 yards off the late pitch.
Yeah, that was just a beautiful example of a late pitch on the option.
That's somebody in control of the game, and that's what you were talking about. He's been doing it since he was 12 years old. He's been running the option longer than he's been shaving, that's for sure.
1st and 6, ball on the 6-yard line. He's going to go down to about the 1-yard line with a quick reverse out and pitch.
Kick out, following behind your blockers, find somebody to run over.
2nd and goal, ball on the 1.
Let's do it
Touchdown,
again.
Germantown. Just, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, folks.
We've got, Cantu's got 2 touchdown runs, totaling 2 yards.
The thing that has always sort of blown my mind about Rocky Graves is never afraid to run the same play 2 times in a row.
No. And the fact that he does that means that people aren't looking for it. Well, they ran that play, they're going to run something else. And all the people don't think they'll come back and do the same thing again.
But it goes back to that point you brought up earlier, which really makes a lot of sense. If Germantown runs the same play, it doesn't mean the same ball player, the same running back or the same ball carrier is going to have the ball. The play could look almost completely different whether he takes the first option, the second option, or the third option.
Yeah, you've got the same play that could have 4 different results from it.
All right, so Germantown goes up 21-0, folks. They're putting the pedal to the metal here in the second quarter. And, I tell you what, I may be surprised, but I don't really know that Lexington looks like they've got the horses to fend off this Germantown team.
No, I think the only people that are going to beat Germantown in this game is Germantown. And I think as long as they don't start doing anything crazy like throwing them all over the place or trying a bunch of trick plays, which Netherlands is not exactly known for doing, I think they're going to be just fine. You hate to start saying hammer, nail, coffin already, but boy, it's starting to look that way.
Yeah, so here's the kickoff. Germantown ahead 21-0. Going to take the ball on about the 20-yard line. Kind of a short kick that time. I guess he's trying to get the ball a little air under it, see if he could get Lexington to make a mistake here with 2:24 left in the second quarter.
Yeah, even their special teams is more intimidating than the other team. And I've got to think Lexington at some point, coaches have to be great salesmen. You're trying to talk people into doing something that's against their nature, which is run up and run your head into somebody bigger than you. It's going to be a really tough sell at halftime to convince them that this game's not over.
Well, that's the thing about Germantown. They play a lot of starters on their special teams, and they'd rather sub during the regular on just a drive and sub on the drive and keep starters on the special teams and give them a break then. I mean, it's sort of forward thinking for 1983.
Well, I think so, and I think what you're also seeing the result of everything that was happening this summer. So the fact that everybody's healthy now, the fact that these guys, you got a lot of guys playing both ways, a whole bunch of players play both ways. That's conditioning, and this is the first group that really part of Leland Smith when he came in there and revamped that weight system. I think you're finally starting to see that pay off.
Absolutely. So he's going to run a sweep over on the left-hand side, Lexington, on first down.
They're trying to get outside, because up the middle's not working so good. So Boswell takes on 1 blocker, 2 blockers. They finally get outside of him, but again, like the first play of the game, he slowed it down enough so his reinforcements can come up. Now you got O'Neal over there, West coming up on the tackle to the outside. And O'Neal separating West's shoulder over there on the.
Yeah, West is having a good game. He's had a lot of tackles. You know, it seems like the strong safety's not been able to get up strong enough, close enough to make that tackle. Cornerback's all over it.
Well, when you're not worried about anybody throwing it over your head, you don't mind being a little bit quick coming up. So I think the lack of a passing game is allowing everybody to come up and support a lot better.
So there's Tom Pruitt on defense. Watch this effort right here, folks. Watch this effort.
Look,
this is amazing.
Still comes back
downfield, 4 yards down the field. And I tell you what, I played basketball with Tom Pruitt in his younger days, and he was a point guard. Believe that, a defensive tackle and an offensive tackle, and he was a point guard, and he was pretty athletic.
I bet
he really was.
I bet he didn't get a lot of people trying to draw a charge on him.
No, he's a good athlete. So there, Lexington going to drop back to pass. The throw down the middle, tipped. Oh, that was close to being picked off. It looked like that Donnelly got a hand on it, and you had Buzz Wathall out back there with an opportunity.
He's got time. He's got time for the play to develop, or not sending a whole lot of guys after him, so he's not throwing under pressure. I don't know if he's just missing his guys. I don't know if it's an accuracy issue or a receiver issue, but it's an issue.
Yeah, so Eric Steele, I don't think you'll see him on defense this series. I may be wrong, but I doubt it. So Lexington going to reverse out and then try to throw a quick pass over the middle. Some success there. It looks like it gets about 4 yards on a quick out.
And the good news is you caught your first touchdown pass of the playoffs. The bad news is 4 people take you down while they're doing it. So that tight end comes out and goes, look at me, I'm getting ready to get this and go for a touchdown. And he gets, hello, you're not going anywhere. You got Watts, Moss, O'Neal all meeting about 4 yards down the field. And he started off 4 yards down the field, and he ends up 1 yard down the field, and it's all over.
Yeah, if Watts was a little faster, he'd have knocked the ball away. First and 10, ball on the 44.
You can't be everything.
He's going to reverse out, run a jet sweep. Looks like he's got a good block out there, and there he goes, a good run. He gets all the way down to about the 44-yard line of Germantown.
The guy's a good running back. He's not super fast. He's got swivel hips, which is he's moving back and forth, so he's able to change direction pretty quick because his hips moving the whole time.
Yeah, so 3 first downs on this drive, good yardage. Picked up a lot of plays and yards in just 5 plays. First and 10, ball on the 43. Going to hand off right up the middle. About 3 yards on that carry.
Well, he earned his money that time. Neighbors loosened up. I think he's still testing that ankle a little bit. I saw him limping around earlier.
Yeah, he got an injury as far back as the Warren County game and just struggled with it.
Well, he was walking around school carrying around an ice bucket, icing his foot down during classes and stuff, trying to keep the swelling down, and he keeps it taped up pretty good. So the last thing he needed was having that guy drop back on that. Well, I've seen Coach White on the sidelines. These coaches all work together. They all know each other. They're friends. They spend a lot of time together. So it's not just one guy doing his thing out there. And Netherland's great about letting them all have a say-so on how things are going to go.
Yeah, he really is the great delegator. I'll say that about Ken Netherland. He lets his coaches coach.
And he hands the players to those guys and trusts them to do their job.
Okay, so he's going to reverse out again. What a pop there. That is just solid.
We got Tubbs coming up, getting a little bit of love. So this time we got the end.
Watch Tubbs and West here.
Coming in. So Tubbs sets the end, pops him really good. Bob Jiggs is in there, and they just turn him upside down and go. That's just pretty.
Well, she sure likes it.
Well, that's right. She's going to be on the cheerleading squad in about another 12 years.
Pick me up. 3rd and 7, ball on the 40. Big play here. They've got to get. You got a lot of. It's a long 3rd and long.
You got to do
he's
something.
He's going to reverse out. And he's going to hand off on a sweep.
Gator Thomas.
And they just over it and then just let it go, just to miss the tackle.
Well, Gator Thomas got through there like he was running the 220 and then realized he'd gone a little step too far. Sometimes when you're not blocked, there's a reason.
Where the hell are the linebackers? That's what I want to know.
Well, they're going wide because they had so much luck going wide that everybody's trying to get outside really quick. And this time the running back sees what's happening, is able to cut it up, runs to daylight, because that's the only daylight he's seen in a little bit. But they've had so much success running outside that everybody hightailed it out there when they saw the pitch, and he was able to cut back up.
All right, we're getting down to, there's not a lot of time left here. 50 seconds left in the ball game, 21-0 Germantown. Lexington going to take over 50 seconds on the game clock. He's going to take the snap. He's going to roll out to his back to the middle and throw the ball down the field, and it looks like it's incomplete. No, he caught it. No, it's incomplete. Incomplete. West on the break up there. So West came over from the corner. See if you can see West move over
Playing
from the
that
corner.
top, so they got two back. He sees that crossing around on the post and jumps it. The quarterback has been high repeatedly in the game. He's been throwing the ball high. This time you got two guys fighting over it. Does it come down with it or not?
It was close.
They got smacked pretty good. And they
real
both go
close.
down.
First and goal. They gave
Call
him
it
the
a
catch.
catch. They call it a catch.
Yeah, 43 seconds left. First and goal. Ball on the 9. Big play here. He's going to roll out to his left this time, looking back across the field.
Oh, don't do that.
And
They had so much luck on the run. That's the first pass they completed, and all of a sudden they're a rollout pass.
You've got 3 timeouts and the ball on the 9-yard line. You're only going to need 3. You're only going to get 3 opportunities at it. Why not run the football?
You got a running back. You're averaging a whole lot of yards on the ball. Now he decides he wants to roll out in the flat against the team who's been covering the outside just fine.
Well, excuse me. You got to hand Germantown for picking up the crossing route. So 2nd and 9, ball on the goal. 2nd and goal, ball on the 9-yard line. Going to roll over to the other side this time and just broken up again.
Yep,
he caught it out. He caught it in the back of the end zone. No catch.
Couldn't get his feet down. So this time they're going to try to roll out again. We had so much success doing it to the left. Let's try it to the right this time. I don't understand that. But you've had 4 opportunities with all the timeouts to just run 9 yards, and they decided to come out. Now they got a problem. Now it's 3rd and 9. What are you going to do?
Yeah, 24 seconds left on the game clock for Lexington. And this is a big opportunity here. What you don't want to do is get out of here without any points.
You got to do something.
But so 3rd and goal, ball on the 9. He's going to reverse out. He's going to. Where is the ball? Look out! Look, okay, that's the old. They tried the old fumble-rooski, coach.
Oh gosh, I'm sorry.
That is just.
I get so frustrated when they got people don't trust their players. So he's down there on the 9-yard line. They start doing trick plays, rollouts, all kinds of stuff.
The old hidden ball trick, folks. Looks here. Look, he takes the snap. Center sits on the ball, so the ball is behind him. See, they're right behind his ass.
All right.
He picks the ball up.
Look at that.
Look over here at the end. The end just is,
and then he trips over his own guy.
So sorry, no cigar.
Oh my gracious! Well, what's so bad is the stinking play kind of worked. And then he got tripped over his own player. But when you're doing something you're not used to doing, not practicing, of course, it's not going to run very smoothly. This coach does not trust his players to punch this thing.
Big play. He's going to go for it. He's going to roll over to the left-hand side, throwing back over to the middle, and he catches it
and gets stroked
on the 1-yard line. Wow!
Goodness gracious!
Wow! He's wide open in the back of the end zone too.
Yeah, but that's not what they do well.
No.
So he drops. You got to tell your receivers if it's a first down or a touchdown, you got to get to the end zone and get to the first down. Don't ever be a yard or two short.
Oh, that's got to be frustrating. I mean, so it looks like Lexington's going to take a timeout here. That's a little late in the game. Why you take your timeouts now? Actually, they only had 1 left, it looks like, so they took the timeout here.
They go all the way down the field on Germantown. Get first down and goal. Then Nettle needs to smoke after that. He's a little nervous. You get it all the way down the field. Get out the 9-yard line. You run 3 passes and a fumble-rooski. Oh, goodness gracious.
Oh, wow. And the clock is running. All right, folks. That's going to take us to halftime, it looks like there. I mean, just end of the half, folks. Germantown 21, Lexington 0 from Red Devil Field in Germantown, Tennessee. And, just a disaster there for Lexington not to get any points at the end of the half.
And to make things worse, they now got something for Germantown to get mad about at halftime. Instead of going up 21 feeling good, they're going to get their fannies chewed out for letting those guys go down the field on them. So instead of falling asleep, they're going to come out fired up and ready to prove a point.
Ouch. All right, we'll be back after this, folks.
I love your apartment, Brian. And Frank is so well behaved.
Yeah, we're best buddies. I'm gonna grab some Bud Lights.
Okay. You're so cute.
I think you're cute too.
Talk?
Baby, I do a little bit more than just talk. But let's cut the chit-chat, head upstairs, or we can, Whoa, here he comes. Act natural.
Fresh, smooth, real Bud Light. I'll be right back.
So how do you feel about back hair?
It's all here.
Germantown Marching Band performing I tell you what, Coach, I hate to just keep harping on that last drive, but, if you're Lexington, you just can't feel good about that. And these stats, I mean, look here, you've got, it's, you're about 100 yards behind in total yards. You're down 21-0. Look at, you punted 3 times. Germantown hasn't punted. All they've done is take possession and march down the field on all 3 possessions. Every single one of the statistics are in Germantown's favor.
Germantown hadn't had pass yet. We know they got the strong game. We were talking about before the game, a great passing offense they have. Hadn't needed it.
No. And I think, that suits them fine, right? Once again, if you throw the ball, 3 things can happen. 2 of them are bad. So Germantown's gone inside. Germantown's gone outside. Just mixing it up. Germantown, 0 turnovers, 0 fumbles, and 0 punts. That's Germantown football right there to be successful.
Well, it's something we were talking about earlier. The only team that's going to beat Germantown is Germantown, and by that stat, that's not happening so far.
Yeah, look at you look at the drive charts there. I mean, and it's just, compared to what's going on over at Lexington, the only time they didn't punt, they turned the ball over on downs on that last drive. Just some strange decision making.
Yeah, and the only thing stopping Germantown is the game clock so far. I mean, they're going to be scoring every time they touch the ball.
Hey, Lenny, yo, bite the fuck you gonna bite. Hey, beaucoup. Non. Kamu jangan. Tu wira. Kau boleh lari ni. Kau bisa lari. Kau mula. Kau bisa lari. Tu wira. Ah! Oh boy, matou boy.
All right, back to Germantown, Tennessee, live from Red Devil Field. You've got the first round of the TSSAA playoffs. Germantown ahead 21-0, and the Germantown band entertaining everyone, Coach.
Well, you had a couple of showings of Chisholm on the side. He's not only an architect of football, he's also architect of the great program. So our first half highlights is going to be a whole lot of Germantown. I'll let you know right off the bat. He started off great. Lexington came out and they made a little bit of a run. And all of a sudden you thought there may be something there. They moved the ball a little bit. They got a couple of first downs right out the backs, but then it kind of stalled. And they got away from doing what they were used to doing, punted it away, and kind of get used to seeing that. Germantown gets the ball over and just starts marching. The option play was working for them. It was working left, it was open right, but anytime they needed something, they needed some yards, they went to the option and found success there. And this is just, we're bigger than you are and we're tougher than you are, and we're going to run the ball right at you. And Lexington just didn't have the horses to stop it. So they come back, get the ball again. Again, had a little bit of success. When they did what they did, they had success doing it. No big plays, no gigantic plays, but they were moving the ball some. Germantown gets the ball back after a punt, and guess what? They start going up the middle, start blowing up gigantic holes, and again, that line was just looked like a college team up there for a bit. And again, I think Cantu's had 2 touchdown runs for 1 yard each, so that was some easy pickings right there, because once you get down there, you're not going to stop them. And then Lexington just kept shooting themselves in the foot, kept giving the ball back to Germantown, which is what you don't want to do, letting them eat up the clock and scoring on you. There's that inside out. They're able to go right over the middle again and take control of the game. Now you're up 3 touchdowns, and it's hard to come back off that. Lexington gets the ball down the 9-yard line and decides they're Kenny Stabler's playing quarterback for them and started throwing it all over the place. Germantown made a big, fantastic goal line stand to snatch away any momentum that Lexington may have carried into the huddle, and I think kind of made them a little angry a little bit. And I bet they come out of halftime with a little bit of a chip on their shoulders, much of a chip as a team can have with the 21-point lead.
Yeah, it's just all Germantown in the first half. I mean, I don't think if you're Germantown, I don't think there's really anything you'd like to do different. You just power football. So you're looking at all the scores there tonight. So it looks like Central is ahead of Westwood. That'd be the next matchup for Germantown, Coach. You look through there, and is there anything shocking to you? I mean, maybe the Warren County game. I guess those are 2 good defenses down there on the far right. But
yeah, Germantown knows all about the Warren County defense. That was the only one that really banged them around and made them realize they were in a game. There's Jefferson County over Dobbins Bend. I think that's a bit of an upset. I think 21-14. I don't think they were expecting that to happen. But there's Gallatin is doing what they're supposed to do, although they're only up 10 in the third quarter.
Yeah, so a lot of just a lot of football tonight. This is the class of the state of Tennessee playing tonight. All the 16 teams out of 164. So let's talk a little bit about the keys of the second half. I mean, if you're Germantown, you want to continue to pound the football. You don't want any turnovers. You want to run clock, and defense, just stay relentless as usual.
And if you're Lexington, you got to find a way to keep the ball in your hands. You keep giving Germantown these score every time they do it. So I think possession could be a big deal. They've either got to find a passing game or give it up. And again, you can only score 7 at a time. So all you need is a fumble or some kind of mistake, and you're back in this thing. But boy, it's not looking like that's going to happen for Germantown tonight.
So I think the reason Germantown is really rolling like they are, they got really banged up in the middle of the season. I guess a lot of it was that out-of-conference schedule. You look there, Mark Bowen is going to be the only one they're not going to get back. Neighbors is still running that, sort of tender foot, but everybody else on that list is back.
Were there any injuries that affect Germantown at this point in the season?
At this particular time, we're probably healthier than we've been in the last 3 or 4 weeks. Hopefully we'll be able to get Forest Neighbors back to full strength. Tom Pruitt is improving. We did lose Paul Gwynn, but that was Monday night. He had an attacked appendicitis. We're not sure yet what his status is going to be. We're hoping that Gerald Kilpatrick can get back out and start working this week, and Bo Manus is getting back to full strength, so we're feeling much better about our injury situation.
Well, that sort of sums it up. I mean, I think if this team gets healthy, they can do some real damage.
Well, yeah, and other than the bone injury, which is a season-ending injury, they were all nicks, and so you had sprains and you had pulls and you had things. So you were sore and you were hurt, but you weren't injured. And there's a difference between being hurt and being injured. So they've had a lot of people get hurt, but not a whole lot of major injuries that have come through this thing.
I said, there come the Germantown Red Devils out for the second half, and I'm not even sure they'll throw the ball.
Yeah, either that or you start trying to show off. At this point, you also got to wonder about who's going to be watching game film next week, because once you get past an opponent, Saturday morning, Sunday, everybody in the state's going to have film of your game, so you may want to show some stuff that you wouldn't normally do this out of character for you, just to freak out the other teams a little bit. But I don't know, man. I think you just keep doing what you're doing and prove that you do it better than they can stop it.
Well, like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Germantown didn't throw this football some of the second half, just to kind of loosen up that defensive front. But, at the same time, there's just kind of the old adage, and, no one believes that more than Rocky Graves. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yes, no doubt. Or maybe do a little Bonnie Raitt and give them something to talk about, too. That may help a little bit. So we'll see what happens.
All right, Coach. So big second half coming up, but the best play of the first half. Look at here. I mean, look at these guys.
Wow.
I mean, look at that formation. I mean, look at the lineup. Everybody's going to do it.
Down there in the stance, in the sprinter stance. And go. See, the guy calls it. He breaks left. Everybody else goes right. And talk about depth. I mean, Germantown's just got depth from football team to the flag to the band. He called break. Everybody goes. That's a well-oiled machine.
Just a well-oiled machine. I mean, and so he kept the ball and took off to the left-hand side and just fooled everybody, and then led the band from over there.
Absolutely, and then completely threw off the other band because they had no idea what was coming after that play.
That was without a doubt the best play of the first half so far, folks. I mean, you got to hand it to the Germantown marching band.
I had not seen that play. It must have been something they put in for the playoffs.
I think so. I think they've been sitting on that one all year long.
I'll blame them a bit.
All right, once again, live from Red Devil Field, and you're looking here for the first round of the playoffs. A lot of football going on in the state of Tennessee tonight, and Germantown has big goals, Coach. They want to win this whole thing.
I'm sure, and they're going to look to Leland Smith over there looking calm and relaxed as he normally is going into the game.
No doubt.
Germantown gets the ball, but they had the lead and they come back with getting the ball first in the second half.
How can that be? I mean, shouldn't Lexington get the ball just because? I mean,
it's just kind of as a sympathy move at some point.
Yeah,
I don't think so. This time you want to beat somebody as badly as you can beat them at this point.
There is take no prisoners, take no chances in this game.
So Neighbors' ankle's feeling okay. He's out for the second half.
Charlie White, 1st and 10, ball on the 25-yard line. Germantown to the line of scrimmage. They're going to snap it on go and going to run that 54 pitch again over there to Coppage for looks like about 4 yards.
Oh, kicks the ball out.
And a fumble recovered by Lexington.
That's exactly what we were talking about. All you got to do is not beat yourself right out of the gate.
Wow. I mean, the
Ball
one
gets
thing
bucked
you
out.
did not want to do. That's the one thing you didn't want to do.
Well, he's trying to get a little bit something out of it. I think the hole was outside. He tried to cut it up.
It looks like even when he was tackling him from the backside, he sort of knocked the ball loose.
Yeah.
It looks like what happened. And that ball, he's carrying that ball out there like it's a
got the loaf of
bowl
bread
of
out
flowers,
there.
yeah, or a bed. Once again, we said that the keys to the second half. And what's the first thing you do? You turn the ball.
Yeah. Well, let's see if they can regroup off that. Now, Lexington has to capitalize because that's all they talk about at halftime. We're going to get the ball, they're going to make a mistake, and we're going to do something out. They have to capitalize off this.
And they're on Germantown's 25-yard line, so they're going to hand off over on the right-hand side. And wow, look at that Germantown defense there, Coach.
He got hit hard and often on that. They're trying some misdirection. They're trying to get things go. Somebody saw something they talked about at halftime. They got 3 guys going 3 different directions, but Duggins is having none of it. He comes up there, he slows everything down.
And then, boom, everybody's on board.
It doesn't matter if he makes a tackle or not. He slowed it down, let everybody else come in there. Watts threw a really hard lick on the guy. That guy's not going to run that play again. The quarterback calls, he's going to say, hey, how about an audible?
Well, that's the thing. Germantown's defense is designed to let their linebackers make the tackles between the tackles. Just their front 3 are just supposed to take up room. And so there's the pass over the top and just incomplete. So they're trying to throw it looked like a quick slant over the middle, about just beyond the reach of the linebacker.
Getting right over the linebackers, right in front of the free safety.
And Watts
gets up.
So close.
Well, you know what? But much in the same way that Duggins not making the tackle set it up for everybody else. Him being in position made him have to throw the ball higher than he wanted to.
Yep.
Because he wanted to zing it right in there and he couldn't do it. So
3rd and 10, ball on the 25. He's going to pitch over to the right-hand side. Good pressure again by Duggins there. And pushed him outside long enough where he's going to only get about 2 yards. So it's going to bring up 4th and about 7.
There again, Duggins getting through there, making that guy change the direction in which he's going. He's making him do something he don't want to do, and that gives everybody time because that team is going to do – the pursuit is going to be there. And they're a quick team that's going to come after you.
They refer to him as Dr. J.
Doctor. 4th and 8. You finally get what you wanted. Now you've got to make a big play again.
And now you've got to throw the ball. You're going to roll out to your left again?
Yep.
Roll out to your right. I'm sorry. And he kept it. Did he get enough? I mean, it's going to be close. I don't think he did. I think
something.
So, Coach, where does this come from? Relentless as usual.
You know what? If they kept saying it over and over again, this team is relentless, they're relentless, and then all of a sudden it became like, well, of course, it's usually relentless. It's become kind of a personality rather than a goal.
All right, looks like there's some conversation going on over on the sidelines between the cornerbacks. He's probably telling them just don't give anything up the middle or don't give any big plays up.
Well, those coaches are working hard on the side.
All right, new quarterback, Paul West coming in at quarterback, and you saw him there on the pitch. So 1st and 15, ball on the 18. He's going to hand off over on that right-hand side and left-hand side. Look, Coppage up the left. Coppage for about 35 yards, folks. Nice run.
He's making up for the fumble. He didn't want to come in there, and he was fired up. When you give him the ball, when some guy makes a mistake, you want to get him the ball back in there right. Get the ball back in his hands. Get his confidence going again. There's Coppage breaking loose.
Yeah, this has happened many times. When this guy's healthy, he is quick.
And he's north and south. Once he sees that hole, he changes gears, and it's straight ahead. So this time that hole busts open, he sees some daylight. That linebacker gets popped. He bounces it back outside, and then it's just a foot race at that point.
Yeah, that's a big play. That really turns things. So now the ball's on the 46-yard line, 1st and 10. Germantown one tight on the right-hand side. There, West is going to hand off to Moss over on the left, on the right-hand side for about a 4-yard gain. Nice carry there.
Well, sometimes when you're the new quarterback in there, you just kind of want to take the easy play a couple of times. It's kind of like a shooter. You want to get him a layup or get him a free throw so he can get his feel back in this thing. Let's go ahead and hand this thing off. Moss is going to get you 3 or 4 yards so you can get a feel for the game.
Yeah, so, Germantown, once again, just doing what Germantown wants to do, run that triple option. It doesn't matter who the quarterback is, I mean, you're handing the ball off, you're making quick decisions, but Germantown's got a lot of talent. It runs deep. And something must be going on. Somebody is not happy.
Yeah, that's Tommy Harrison. So what was happening was the other team is making the plays. You got a new quarterback in, so the other team is calling the plays, trying to get the team to jump off sides. That time, still hears a voice bark out a call, and he thinks it's the quarterback doing that. So he jumps, but the quarterback didn't say anything. It was a lineman on the other side. Coach Harrison saw that, raising all kinds of cane, and Netherland is calmly explaining.
That is not correct. That is a penalty. I mean, you cannot simulate the offensive signal.
That is a personal foul. You can't do that. So he's very calmly explaining him that he's a doofus.
All right, 2nd and 13, ball on the 43-yard line. West is going to take the ball. Quick pitch over to Coppage. There he goes and we got a flag down. Coppage down that right-hand side for about 20 yards. Let's see what the flag is.
That one's coming back. That one's on West. So that time he put 2 guys in motion, didn't give them time to get set. So you had 2 guys in motion when the ball was snapped. That thing's going to come back.
So a timing issue. Okay.
Yeah. All right. Trying to get used to the new swing. But that was a mistake. You didn't let your players get set. When they go in motion, you got to be set for a full second before you start to play.
All right, so that's a nice run they're going to bring back here. We're going to be looking at, looks like 2nd and 18, I guess, when Germantown gets the ball. Then, 2nd and 18, ball on the 37-yard line. Still good opportunity here. Germantown now is going to go to that I formation, bring him back in motion, and we've got another illegal procedure call. Looks like 3rd and 13, and Germantown just hands the ball off on the left-hand side. I don't know exactly what happened. It must have actually been, they must have finally called that play. Actually, 3rd and 18 now. West is going to reverse out, pitch the ball on looks like a halfback pass by Coppage. Down on that side, almost picked off.
Well, we thought there's a chance they'd come out with a trick play. Give everybody something to look on the film, but
good call there, Coach.
Well, apparently that wasn't such a great idea that either one of us had. We're going to see that on film. They're going to know they burn that play when it's over there.
Coppage is fast, but he's not known for his arm. All right, Germantown, first punt of the game. So on the 43-yard line, Walthall to kick, and it looks like it's a really good kick, especially after that bounce. Look at that. Wow.
Yeah, Germantown needed that. They've come out, I don't know if they came out sleepy or confident. You come out and you have a fumble, then you
roughing the punter. Wow.
Goodness gracious.
Automatic first down, Germantown. I tell you what, talk about a big mistake. How do you make that mistake if you're Lexington?
I don't know. You're getting ready to get the ball back. You've had a fumble. You've had their first punt of the game, and you rough the darn punter. Goodness gracious, that's just a lack of discipline. And I tell you, it's hard enough playing against players over there, and you're getting out coached is kind of hard too.
Yeah, 1st and 10. They hand the ball off on the left-hand side to Moss over there right behind Duggins and Watts.
Reverses out, just freezing the linebackers, and you're just putting more people in the hole than they have. Look, he doesn't get touched for 10 yards.
Wow.
That's a great surge. Football. All the linemen, everybody going down there.
All right, Germantown, 10 plays, 40 yards, 2 first downs on this drive. Just penalties, though. I mean, that's they got to get past that. 2nd and 1, ball on the 43. He's going to reverse out, hand out to Coppage over on the right-hand side. First down, Germantown.
Well, everything's kind of slowing down. He bobbles the snap there a little bit. I think it throws some of the timing off, but they're just going conservative now. We have fumbled. We've had a possession stop. Now we kind of go back to what we know here.
Yeah, nice run by Coppage right up the middle that time. Germantown just shuttling players in and out, just giving them different looks. That's the thing, this offense, they'll run a lot of the plays out of different looks, and it just confuses the defense.
Well, they just switched out Jix for Craig Thomas. You've got a 70-pound swing there. The guy's playing the same position. I mean, what in the heck is that guy going to do?
Yeah, but speed. Let's see if they do anything with it. 1st and 10, ball on the 32. Moss right over that left-hand side again for about 8-9 yards.
Lexington looks tired.
Yeah, and that offensive line's just laying on them there. I mean,
they're getting the surge off of them. I think Lexington's maybe lost a little bit of that burn. They look like they're tired.
Yeah, and so Germantown just laying them on this time. 2nd and 2. West is going to reverse out, hand out over on the right-hand side for a first down.
Coach Duke is happy with how that looked.
Once again, looking for a Miller Lite, folks. Somewhere there's one. Who's supposed to bring me one of those?
Weren't you supposed to run it?
He's still looking.
Neighbors, look at me.
All right, 21-0, 5:49 left in the third quarter. And if you're Lexington, you're just watching the clock melt, too. It's just killing you.
Yeah, they're just trying to.
First and 10, ball on the 20. Quick pitch over to the left to, looks like a pitch to Coppage or Cantu.
Yeah, somebody got him around the ankles.
All right, so you've moved Cantu back to fullback, or to running back now, and you've got, looks like Walthall in there at swing back.
Yeah, so they're getting that. They got Moss giving them a little bit of break, it looks like, bringing some people in.
Yeah, Germantown's got a lot of backs and receivers they can use here. Just a lot of different options. They can go with 2nd, 7, ball on the 17. West is going to bake out, take it, turn up, and gain about 2-3 yards.
Probably should have gotten rid of that one a little bit. I think Coppage is going to talk to him in the huddle about that.
Well, let's see here. Let's look on the play. He comes down the line of scrimmage. You're looking right there. There's a lot of room in the middle.
See, he showed the the numbers. Should have pitched.
And look at this kid here, 31, running his mouth. Come on, dude. Scoreboard, really? West's going to reverse out, hand the ball to Moss right up the middle on a blast. Just wow. First down, Germantown.
Yeah, he's the toughest dude down 21 points you're going to run into.
Yeah, no doubt. First and 10. Ball on the goal. West is going to reverse out, hand it to Coppage all the way down to about the 3-yard line, just pounding the ball.
He's just doing some pinball right there. He's just going straight ahead, bouncing off players, and just going to line up and run it at you. It's like, I dare you to stop.
Yeah, that's just running. This is power football.
They're getting the reverse surge, kick out. The guys are sealing the linebackers. They're getting the kick out blocks, and I mean every tackle is just.
Meanwhile, this guy's switching fingers. I mean, look at this. I mean. What's he doing now? First and goal, Germantown. There he goes, Moss.
And he reaches out across the head. Fantastic.
Yeah, touchdown, Germantown. So I guess wonder if he'll go back and talk to 31. So touchdown, Germantown. Germantown is now up 28-0, folks. So there's West. He's going to reverse out, hand the ball over there on that left-hand side. Moss is going to spin and get the touchdown.
Well, they got out of their halftime fumble. They come out of halftime, fumble the ball, get stopped on downs or punting. They make a crucial mistake. I mean, these guys were going to be down 21 with the ball and a chance. Now they're down 21-8. Look, everybody's firing the bus up now.
Yeah, I mean, just pounding the football, just taking every second off the clock they can. And so you're Lexington now, and finally you're going to get the ball, and now you're down 28-0 with 4 minutes left in the third quarter.
Right, and it was just more of the same. I mean, it was just more reversing out. It was more coming at you. And again, that's the great thing about the conditioning. We were talking earlier that this is the first group that benefited from Leland Smith revamping the weight program. These guys are in better shape than the other ones are, and they're coming at them hard. By the end of the game, you only got one team with gas, and the other one is out.
Yeah, I mean, it's just more of the same. I mean, just reversing out, running power football, running inside, running out, running right, running left. I mean, really keeping those linebackers off balance. And, and then there's Coppage, who's run so well outside, but on that play right there, really just great balance.
Well, and you got coaches that are trusting their players right now. They're not trying to out-fancy anything.
Yeah, so here's the Germantown defensive scheme. So it's all going to start with Leland Smith. He's going to signal that play in to the defensive captain. Once the captain receives that signal, they're going to start with a base scheme. And this is what this is what everything's based off of. Now, this can be changed. They're going to start all bunched together, and the linebackers in the defensive end will make their initial calls on the strong and weak side. So they'll go ahead and set the strong and weak side based on what they see come out of the huddle. Now, you see here, they come up, and they're actually going to just call the strong side or the wide side of the field as strong because they have two tights and they're in a straight eye. So they call strong left. Defensive captain looks back to confirm the secondary's in the right position, make sure everybody's right, there's enough people on the field. He can call timeout at this point. He has the option to do that until he's told otherwise by Coach Smith. And that happens usually, depending on how close the game is. And then from here, the defensive captain's going to make slants calls, quick blitzes. He can eagle. He can actually change something. If he doesn't like what he sees, he will change something. This is just a slant, and this was probably called from the beginning. But you'll see those big guys up front start their slant. And one of the big things about this defense is the movement before the snap. So they're going to move people around. They're going to actually, if he doesn't like somewhere he sees, if he doesn't like what he sees, he can move. The captain can move people back on either side of the ball. He can call slants and adjustments. He's got a lot of flexibility what he's going to do there. He's basically just doing what he's taught by Leland Smith. But it's all based on movement, so it keeps a lot of confusion up front. The offensive line, sort of like the Germantown offense. They're moving around a lot, and, they can move around a lot and throw people off. And also they might switch back to a 4-3 from here. So, if they think it's going to benefit them, they will slide back to a 4-3. And so they can either do that by moving the nose guard back, as you see here, or they can take that defensive end and just move him over into a position behind the tackle. So a lot of flexibility there with the Germantown defense, and that's what you see when you see them moving around.
So they're not just lining up and chasing the ball. There's a whole bunch of stuff that are going on.
They're not as stupid as they look. That's what it comes down to at the end of the day. All right, so Germantown kicks off. Lexington really's got to do something to keep the game moving here at this point. You're down 28 points. You've got to find some kind of answer for us.
Yeah, but you've already shown you can't throw great. And they've had a couple of opportunities outside wide. So if they start running up the middle again down 28, we got to start looking for a new offensive coordinator for Lexington next year.
1st and 10, ball on the 16. Quick throw and a catch by looks like a quick slant there by the tight end.
Well, and that's what we're talking about earlier. Let's run something short. Let's get a little confidence going right now. These guys' confidence is shaking. So this time that guy's going to slide in right behind the linebackers, but in front of the defensive backs. In that sweet spot right there. But let's get them get them a layup and make your shooter shoot. So this way they got a little bit of confidence.
Nice run up the middle there on 2nd and 2. Just breaks it back, comes off behind the center, and then cuts back over to the right. So let's see here. So one linebacker moves there. The other one just misses the tackle. Watts just misses the tackle.
Well, you have success throwing the ball, and that's going to loosen it up a little bit. When you can't throw the ball, everybody can stack inside. All of a sudden, they complete a pass. Everybody starts wondering, well, heck, what's going on here? You go on your heels a little bit. Instead of charging forward and slanting so much or filling those gaps, you start playing on your heels a little bit, and they run up and catch you.
Yep, 1st and 10, ball on the 43-yard line. Lexington, he's under center. He's going to reverse out again, handled on the left-hand side, but no banana that time.
Didn't miss that one.
Nope.
That one was right on them. That was right on the numbers. He hit him right between the 4 and the 2 that time.
That's sort of old school football. Yep. Boom.
Stay low, keep those legs driving, stop what momentum he had.
All right, so that's one good one and one bad one. Let's see what happens.
Coach White's like it. Coach White's a defensive back coach. He likes it when his guys have nothing to do. Because that means that it's not making it to the defensive backs and things are getting handled in front of them. 2nd and 9, ball on the 44. He's going to roll out to the right, turn, and throw back to the middle of the field, and just no one there. Including the cameraman. They faked out everybody. So this guy is still trying to. So look how he hides the ball on his hip, like nobody knows it's a pass play. Then he goes all the way across the field, which is with the strongest of arms. You're trying to zip that thing over there, and when you throw it that far in the air, that gives everybody a chance to catch up for any mistakes they may have made. They need to be popping little slants, little quicks, little 10-yard outs. They need to be trying to take chunks out 10 or 15 at a time, not 30 or 40 at a time.
And he's left-handed, too, and he's rolling over to his right, so he's got to turn all the way back and throw it. So there he's going to take the ball on 3rd down. He's going to hold the ball on his hip and throw back over, and good defense by Mike O'Neill.
And then he tells him, I did that.
Mike O'Neill never won at a loss of words.
This is well played. So he stays at home. He fakes going the other way. He makes them think they're going to the right. Comes back to the left. Boswell turns it inside so he can't get outside. Put a little zip on the ball, but still was off. O'Neill's where he's supposed to be.
And, O'Neill, with a kind of a short stint, this thing is his 4th game to start, at strong safety, and just really adapted to that position.
Well, if you're playing defensive back, just be where you're supposed to be, and the game will come to you. You don't want to start chasing stuff down. Just be in position, and then you'll make plays because they'll bring it to you.
All right, 4th and 10, he punts. All right, so, Coach, let's go back here to the senior leadership. This class of 1984, they've been together since 8th grade, and look at that record.
Well, winning is habit forming. And when you get against these guys, of course, don't forget these guys played against each other when they were little, and you line up against them, and you're looking at the guy and say, look, I beat you every time I played you. Tonight's not going to be any different. And after you've had that success, it comes over and over again, you started planning on winning, and teams start planning on losing you. It's a real mind game to stand in front of somebody who's beating you every year and think that somehow this year is going to be different than it was the other 3.
It's a strange thing in Germantown, Tennessee, when the football team loses. I mean, it's like, in other places, there's major things that happen, but at Germantown, if the football team loses, it's like something's wrong in the community.
Yeah, that's what makes news.
Yeah, that's right.
The win doesn't make the news. You lose, that's what's going to make the news. Like, you're not going to believe what happened.
So,
he breaks
it up. Moss just takes off right up breaks through and touchdown Germantown.
Oh, he catches him from behind.
Did he catch him at the end? Moss got caught. Wow.
He did.
Whoa, who is this kid? He must have had an angle. There's no way he catches it.
I think so, because he bounced that outside. That play was designed to go up the middle.
Let's see this thing.
So we're running a power play up the middle. Bounces it off, and there's that downfield block, and you never know when it's going to come back to you. See, and now he's gone.
Now, so that 31 there that missed the tackle again. So there goes Moss. Let's see this guy. I'll tell you what, some speed on this kid.
Is that running back?
Wow, he's got some speed. Look at him.
Why are they not running that guy 30 times a game?
Wow, I tell you what, man, he ran Moss down, and Moss had the angle.
So they made it down to, 7 or 8 yard line.
Yeah. Big play. I mean, that's just got to kill you if you're Lexington.
During the season, if you get ahead, sometimes another one will take the foot off the gas a little bit. So he'll let you won't run up the score too bad. In the playoffs, you beat people as bad as you can beat them.
Absolutely. You don't want to take any chances here. First and 10, ball on the 6. There's West. He's going to roll out to, and he's going to keep, and he's going to try to get in there. Oh, he's close down to the 1 yard line. And I think there's a flag on the play.
Well, it's a busted play, I think. So that's when it got busted.
Holding on C.C. Ryder. Let's see here. Let's see what Coppage does here. He gets out there, and he just tackles the guy. And he doesn't even play defense. So, I mean, where did he learn that?
Well, he was expecting to go inside, and he looked up. Everything's coming to him. So something happened on the exchange there. They missed the handoff, trying to make something out of it.
All right, first and goal, ball on the 18-yard line. There's West. He's dropping back. He's looking down the field. He's looking down to the corner. He's got Tubbs. Touchdown!
Tubbs in the corner.
Touchdown, Germantown. Ooh, that was a pretty pass, Coach.
All right, so they can throw. I guess so.
That was a good-looking pass. Good-looking route.
Well, they're giving next week's team something to think about. It's a straight drop back, steps into the pocket. So everybody's blocking out, pushing their guys out, so he's got room to take 2 steps, fire the ball right in the corner. He knows Bond's got about 3 inches on that guy, lays it over his shoulder, and that's a tough catch. The ball coming over your shoulder is a tough catch.
But he laid it right over his shoulder. I mean, and that was throwing back across the field. That's about a 30-yard pass and laid it right in the breadbasket. That's a nice pass. On the money. Nice pass, if I say so myself. And, of course, Mike Witt misses one. How about that? That's probably the first mistake of the second half besides the fumble.
All right, so this time he took it. A lot of that yards was the big run by Moss, but it was still under control the entire time. You got your backup quarterback, just letting everybody know that you're not going to have a huge drop-off, and we can still throw the ball even though we don't have our starting quarterback in the game. That's got to be reassuring. West gets a little bit of confidence that he lacked earlier in the game, got a touchdown under his belt. Everything's going to be all right.
Yeah, I tell you what, once again, just a really pretty pass, nice pattern by Tubbs. He had about 2 yards on that guy, and he didn't need it because the ball just landed right over his shoulder. It was a really nice touchdown.
Yeah, he still got his socks up. He didn't run out of his socks.
There we go. Absolutely. That might be the future Mrs. Watch right there. I'm not sure. She was in the band. All right, so there's a kickoff. And he's going to take the ball and just struggle from about the 20-yard or the 18-yard line. Oh, just couldn't make a decision.
Looked like a bunch of angry hornets around him on that thing. He was swallowed up pretty quickly. Those 2 fellas talking about how great they were tonight.
No doubt about it. I mean, we're just powering
a good game, man.
Yeah,
feeling good about how things are going.
Yep. Yeah, Germantown's doing what Germantown wants to do. They want to run the football, and then when you stack the line of scrimmage with them, they'll throw it. First and 10, ball on the 20-yard line for Lexington. He's going to hand off over on that left-hand side again. It looks for about maybe 5 yards.
The coach has a decision now. I mean, now you get whatever trick. Now's the time to be doing trick plays, not in the first half when you actually got a chance now. They need to be throwing this thing and trying some stuff that are different. because they got to make points in a hurry, and it's just isn't going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, when you're down 5 touchdowns, you're only probably looking at getting 3 possessions if you.
Well, yeah, in the only game they lost, they were blanked. Yeah. So they're used to outscoring their players, outscoring the other team. So the only times they've lost is when they struggled offensively, and I don't know if it's part of it's the offensive part. Some of Germantown has nothing to do with that as well.
We'll be back shortly.
I can't believe they went with the frogs.
Louis.
Our audition was flawless.
Louis.
We did the look. Huh? We did the tongue thing.
Mm-hmm.
That was great.
Louis, frogs sell beer. That's it, man. #1 rule of marketing.
The Budweiser Lizards. We could have been huge.
Hey, there'll be other auditions.
Oh, yeah, for what? This was Budweiser, buddy.
No.
This was big. Those frogs are gonna pay.
Let it go, Louis. Let it go.
All right, back to Germantown, Tennessee. Coach, stats through 3 quarters. What do you like here? What jumps out at you?
I like about everything. So they've more than doubled them up on yards. We got all 37. We got 1 pass for 18 yards. Had that 1 turnover we were talking about. That's the one thing to avoid. Came back, still got their composure back and went 34-0. Is a nice way to start a 4th quarter, no matter where you are.
All right, 3rd quarter notes. Germantown fumbled on the first possession. Lexington had a total of 5.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Look at that time of possession. 2 minutes and 14 seconds. 14 seconds for Lexington. Just domination. I mean, there's no other way.
Well, and this is a team trying to make a comeback. I mean, they had to come back and really do some special things. And you think, here's my chance. It's halftime. Let's go out there and fire it up. And they do a whopping 5 yards on offense.
And this team was 9-1.
The heck of a lot of people and outscored a bunch of them. I mean, a lot of their games were blowouts where they were winning by 2 or 3 touchdowns. They got to be wondering what in the heck what hit them.
The Nashville paper picked them to beat Germantown. 3rd and 5 ball on the 40, or maybe the coach just made that up. He's going to roll out to his left, going to throw back on looks like a crossing pattern. A nice tackle there by, it looks like Mike O'Neill.
Yeah, and they're trying to get stuff in the flat now, but even then, if you're going to hit a guy in the flat, you got to get the ball in his hands. So they're going to fake the handoff here that holds the linebackers. Now they're trying to get a guy out in the flat, but now that he's got space. Gator Thomas, look, he's 9 yards down the field and chasing that guy. But if that guy's going to catch the ball there, he needs some space to try to make a move. By the time he's getting the ball over to him, our guys are covered up.
Yeah, 1st and 10, ball on the 45. Another handoff over on that left-hand side. Tackle down the field, looks like by Gator Thomas and the rest of the Germantown defense. More scores coming in now, Coach. Look at Farragut upset Oak Ridge. Wow,
Oak Ridge
finally. Wow. It looks like Central has got to get. They can hold on.
Looks like they're going to advance to run into the buzzsaw that is Germantown right now.
Yep, Gallatin, the traditional power there, leading Nashville Overton over McGavick. There's another upset.
You know what I'm not seeing on these scores are big scores.
No,
that's the biggest
true.
one. 21 points is the biggest one. So there's not a whole lot of offense. Either that or a whole lot of good defense going on around the state.
So they're going to try a little sweep here. Lexington tackle way down the field. A lot of yards there. Just might be a little too late.
But you know what? But that's a safe trick play. I mean, you're running reverse. You're not throwing the ball across the field. You're not doing crazy stuff. It's a controlled play.
The ball bouncing around all over the place. It's still on the ground and recovered by Germantown. Looks like Bond Tubbs on the recovery. Wow. I tell you what, man, just when you think you get it going in the right direction.
Every time they get the momentum, they shoot themselves in the foot. Either by overthinking things or physically messing up. I don't think that guy carries the ball very much because he's got way too many arm pads on. And he bobbles the ball. They're finally getting momentum. Give up the fumble.
Well, like I said in the show, we're peaking at the right time. Our offense really looked good, and our defense is really shaping up. We're going all the way.
1st and 10, ball at 28 for Germantown. Going to hand off over on that right inside. Coppage. There he goes. Look, comes Coppage straight at you. It's a nice run, folks.
Oh, goodness gracious.
Wow.
All the way down. And he's still.
Big play. Big play.
And this is the 4th quarter of a game you're up 34 points in, and you get this kind of hustle and this kind of blocking. So he sees the backside open up. Look, everybody's blocking downfield. They're all coming down, as you were talking about earlier. Those backside linemen are getting on the field and getting the blocks in. He cuts in behind the block of the end, Gary Brown. and it's off to the races.
Yeah, that really paid dividends there. And I'll tell you what, these Germantown backs just continue to run hard, and they love carries because there's 3 of them.
Yeah.
There's West. He's going to reverse out, hand it to Coppage. He's going to get about 2 yards. He's met there. A nice tackle by that defensive end for Lexington.
Well, that's a good point. They don't have one guy to go to who's going to get all the carries. So when you get the ball, you're sharing it with the other people. You want to make something happen.
So Germantown just moving the ball down the field. At this point, you're up 34 points. To your point, they're going to keep the foot on the pedal. Because it's the playoffs, they want to dominate. 2nd and 8, ball on the 22-yard line. And West is going to quick pitch over to the right. And a nice carry there by, we have a personal foul on Germantown. Let's see who that's on. It's on E.T. Baldwin right there, 68. 2nd and 23, ball on the 38. West is going to hand off up the middle to Buzz Walthall.
Getting some action.
Yep, Buzz Walthall with a nice carry there. And now you're bringing in a 4th back, Buzz Walthall, who's a talented athlete.
Yeah, who starts on most other teams in the region. And here he's just fighting for game time.
Yeah, West back to pass on 3rd and 2. He's rolling over his right, looking downfield. He's got a nice pass. He just 33. It looks like the corner got over. It might have been the safety got over there, but it was a nice pass. Tubbs almost had it.
Came over the last second, so he dropped back, had to roll outside the pocket a little bit. You see Tubbs breaking out. Tubbs is in tight as an end this time. Comes back. We get a little bit of pressure. Coppage pushes him inside, gets a little bit of hand. It'll roll out. Gets you plenty of space to step into. Put everything you got into it, and
just right there, just so close. I tell you what, nice throw again. Just has a good defensive play by that kid.
He did. He came over in the last second, knocked it down. That's what he's supposed to do.
Yep. 3rd and 2, ball on the 17, Germantown, and we're going to bounce around. It looks like a little bit here. West under center, A formation. Germantown. Oh, and a fumble. Whoa!
That's when you know it's your night. When the fumble turns into a first down, you know things are going your way.
Lord, look at that. Let's see what happens here. So the ball's bouncing around, fumble on the snap. And George Cantu has enough insight to pick the ball up and run for about 8 yards.
Fall forward.
If he doesn't trip right there, he might score.
Touchdown.
Wow.
Yeah, that's when you know things are going right for you.
So Tom Pruitt right there is an example. He's healthy now, and that gives Germantown a lot more depth because he plays on both sides of the ball, and he provides a lot of depth and starts a lot for Germantown.
Gummit fumbled it again, but he's able to recover. So Buzz got hit that time, was able to pull it out.
Yeah, good, solid hit here. You see, just hands off to the up back. He just runs right up the middle, and I guess someone just hit him.
Well, now you got different people in. So now you got your backup quarterback behind a backup center, behind a backup guard, and timing's going to be a little bit off here and there. Cuts it back inside.
Oh, nice carry. There's West all the way on. Touchdown, Germantown. Paul West with the carry on the touchdown, ladies and gentlemen.
Fantastic.
Nice run there. Watch him. Let's see if we get a look here on the review. All right, so
running the option, fakes the dive, comes out. The end comes out and takes the running back. Coppage blocks him. He uses their momentum against him, cuts it in behind the linebackers, cuts against the grain, finds some spot, pops it back up for the touchdown.
It looked like he might have bobbled that ball when it first came out.
Because they got to do center in this series, and they hadn't had a clean exchange throughout the entire thing. It kind of slows things down a little bit.
So who's the new center? Is that Marshall Boswell at center, or is that Jim Jolly?
I think Jolly with Jim Jolly. I think is the center here in this one.
So he is. There was an injury for a while to Jody Whitfield midway through the season. So Boswell actually played center, I guess, in one game. Started at center, then Whitfield got back because Boswell actually got injured in that game. Germantown was kind of in a pickle there.
Well, yeah, you don't want to run out of centers. It all kind of starts with that.
There's only so many people that know how to snap the ball. It just causes all sorts of issues.
Boswell probably weighed less than any center in their region.
Germantown, Boswell's probably 150 pounds, 155 pounds, soaking wet.
All right, so now what we got? 40, 42, 41?
41 to nothing at this point. Germantown just just mauling the team that. And once again, coaches told them that the Nashville paper picked Germantown or Lexington over Germantown, and here we are 41-0 with 7:45 left in the fourth quarter.
Well, they probably got the weather wrong too, so they were wrong.
There you go. All right, some finals, Coach. So Central will be the opponent for Germantown in the second round, it looks like. Gallatin with a 13-0 win. Nashville, Overton, McGavick still in the fourth quarter. There was a big upset again, Oak Ridge over Farragut. And Warren County with their Warren County's just got a great defense. I mean, I tell you what, those guys hit.
But the thing again that jumps at me more than anything else, you take out Germantown's 41 points, 20. You got two teams that scored 21 points. Look at the rest of them, 10, 10, 13, 7. I mean, there's not a whole lot of offense going on. So you don't know at this part of the season if your offenses are that bad, which they can't be. They're in the playoffs, or defense has really stepped up and they're doing their homework and studying the offenses around the state.
That is just a great point. I mean, Germantown's just blowing this team out, and once again, they were 9-1.
Yeah, the first thing you do when you wake up the next morning is you look at the scores in the paper from around the state, and that's going to wake up a lot of people, especially those hacks in Nashville.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, nice tackle there by Craig Thomas. Nice. Good hustle. That's just a perfect example of the effort you get out of the players on this team on these special teams.
It is. He gets time in on end, but he gets a lot of time in now on the special teams. He makes the most of it again. Craig Thomas weighs 125 pounds.
125 pounds soaking wet.
Yeah, and just pop the heck out of that dude. That's a heck of a play.
So, we've got some, still a lot of starters in there. Once again, I think Germantown just doesn't want to, they want to make sure they're hitting on all cylinders going into the second round. I mean, Germantown has prided themselves on their football program through the years, but they've never brought home that gold trophy.
Well, yeah, and at this point in the game, you may not want to run the score up anymore, but that doesn't mean you want them scoring on you. You know what I mean? So if we're going to rest some people, let's rest them on offense. Let's go ahead and keep these guys. You want to keep that. Again, you know that everybody in the state's going to be looking at the paper the next morning, and you want to make sure that you know that you blanked a team that averages about 30 points a game when you blanked them in the playoffs.
Yep, 1st and 10, ball on the 37-yard line. Quarterback under center. He's going to take the ball, and he's going to quick pitch over to the left. Here he goes. He's moving around the left, and he's going to cut it upfield and gain about 6 yards.
Good job, Boswell.
Boswell's excited over there.
Man, it's a good bunch. These guys are all buddies. Not a whole lot of animosity among players. Everybody's cheering for each other. Good team atmosphere.
That to me, that's the biggest in talking to all of these guys and just talking to a lot of the seniors. The seniors decided this year, instead of focusing on picking on the sophomores, they thought to themselves, hey, why don't we just go win a state title instead and let that be our legacy? I don't know. I've talked to some of the people that have attended some of their pep rallies, and they told me more. It's just pure slapstick entertainment, what has gone on in the past at Germantown.
Well, there are some characters. There's no doubt about that. But the bottom line is, you're in that huddle and you're with that guy. You're fighting for him as much as you're fighting for yourself, and you'll do more to help a buddy out than sometimes you would do on your own.
Yep, 1st and 15. He's going to hand off on a sweep on a reverse.
That's a reverse going the other way. They ran the reverse to the right earlier, and this time they tried to the left.
Yeah, not a lot there. Germantown's sort of sitting on it. Everybody's sitting at home, so there he's going to come out, and you see everybody moving one way. He's going to pitch back to the defensive end the end coming around, and not a lot there.
They're finally getting Germantown's finally getting some other players in there. So I'm seeing some numbers that are getting some game time for the first time. And what's good about this is they're getting meaningful game time. It's not like they're playing a crappy team and they're getting to play against it. They're going against a team that's very, very good. So these guys are getting some experience against a really good football team in a big game.
1st and 10, ball on the 32. Looks like he got about 2 yards. Good defense there. All right, so another finals coming in, Coach. Right. There, Jefferson County with an upset over Dobbins-Bennett.
Yeah, that is an upset. I don't think they were expecting that to go down.
Some other scores that we saw earlier. And I guess that game's not over. All right,
it was Oak Ridge who went down. It was Oak Ridge that Germantown lost to in the state championship.
That's right, 3 years ago.
And now they're out.
Yep. All right, so run up the middle, and McGavick just not scoring any points, and they've got a strong program. Same thing with McCauley. I mean, like to your point, there's not a lot of points being scored here.
There's not. You got a whole lot of good football teams up. This is the best of the best at this point.
All right, he's going to hand off over on the left. Maybe 4 yards.
Yeah, this is just demoralizing at this point. You're trying to get out of the game. If you're Germantown, you don't want anybody to get hurt. If you're Lexington, you want to try to get something positive to happen so you can leave the field feeling kind of good about yourself, but you're struggling right now.
1st and 10, ball on the 43. He's going to fake the handoff, drop back and throw back over the middle, and good defense by the secondary that time. That looks like it was
Tony
Hastings. All right, so it is a final, and Central 18, Westwood nothing. So Germantown's opponent next week, live from Liberty Bowl Stadium, brought to you by Memphis Cablevision, will be the big game, Coach.
And Central has an H on their helmet and their headdress because
they're the Warriors.
They were high school.
Yeah, they were Memphis High School. That's
they were
right.
high school in town. H was for high school.
Yeah, H was for high school. That's correct. So there's the break. He kind of cut it back. Good athletic move by that kid on that play right there. Just a lot going on here. So just a quick look at Memphis Central. They're going to run the power I, it looks like. And they run a 4-3 defense. So just some quick snaps on Central. They do have a really good running back there at Central, and they're pretty big on that defensive line.
Yeah, good size.
So 3rd and 10, ball on the 48-yard line. He's going to reverse out, hand right up the middle, and he might have got about 6-7 yards. So it's going to bring up 4th and 3. So do you just go at this point?
Yeah. Why not? What are you going to do? Get the score blown out on you at this point? So yeah, they're getting a little bit of momentum going. They got some guys in with these guys that they're playing against now is probably what they're used to playing to during the season. You know what I mean? These guys don't have much experience, not quite as big, haven't played as much.
Well, these guys work hard all year long, and it's got to mean a lot to get into a playoff game. I mean, I talked to Watts earlier today, and I think he got into one play his sophomore year.
Well, that's one more than just about everybody else.
Yeah. So the only game not final is ours here in Germantown. A lot of those games kicked off an hour and a half earlier than Germantown did tonight. Germantown plays their games sort of later than everybody. Plus, they're in the western side of the state. So, if this score holds 41-0, is going to look a lot better than anything else on this board.
Yeah, it's going to wake up a lot of folks, that's for sure. But the people you're worried about is Central at this point. You want to make sure that's the one you're focusing on from here on out.
So there's a reverse again, or handoff on an end around, I should say, and he's going to gain down to about the 14-yard line. So quarterfinals are set. Germantown Central, Gallatin, Nashville, Overton, Jefferson County and Farragut, and McCauley and Warren County. All games 7:30. So there you go, Coach. There's the 8 left.
And then there were 8. So you got a lot of people. Eight teams are going home tonight. 8 more in advancing. There is no second chance once you get to this level.
Yep. So I think we got stoppage of play there. I don't know if we got, looks like illegal procedure. Quick shot of Tubbs there.
Tubbs, he had a big night. He had a touchdown reception. He had a good breakup or had a couple big hits. Tubbs had a good night.
Yeah, good football player. I mean, just good football player and even better guy. So illegal procedure on the Tigers. 1st and 15, ball on the 27. Quarterback under center. New quarterback here, Coach.
It looks like they got some new linemen, too, that don't know how to stay in the stance.
Illegal procedure. So, back to the Germantown playoff history. You can see there, dating back to prior to 1977, nothing existed. And, the biggest, the furthest they've gone there was in 1980. A lot of first-round losses there.
Hey, but you also got 5 years and 4 losses. So that's about the time they established that tradition of going on.
Absolutely.
Now they haven't been able to win the big game yet.
Yeah. So that's kind of been in Germantown sights. That's what they want to see. Personal foul on Lexington. Wow, that'll push him back. So Ken Nevlin in his 10th year. Leland Smith in his 10th year. He's like the first person he brought over. They've been here a long time. This is what they've been driving towards.
That was a pretty good move, wasn't it, bringing him over?
There's no question about it. So, just close there. He almost had him. You got an entire different secondary therein for Germantown. See the rest of the coaching staff. And I tell you what, Germantown's got the best coaching staff in this state.
And again, Netherlands wise enough to let them do their thing. So everybody's got their position that they coach. They've got complete freedom. to coach their guys. Of course, another one at the end of the day, he has the final say-so in what goes on, but for the most part, he's going to let those guys coach their players.
Yep, so another handoff on that left-hand side. They've kind of been really running that left-hand side. That's where they've made most of their bread in the second half, or in the fourth quarter, I should say. Germantown crowd's, seen about all they need to see. I mean, it's this thing's been over.
Well, that running back is going to he's getting some yards here in junk time, so I think statistically it's going to look like he had a better night than he had because he's putting up some pretty decent numbers here in the fourth quarter. But we're getting an idea, and look, the guy is talented. He just ran against a tough team.
Yeah. I mean, so, Germantown, you got to like if you're sitting where they are, just to blow this team out of the water. Once again, I don't remember the last time I've seen a score of 41-0 in the playoffs.
In the playoffs, right. Yeah, there's no patsies getting into the playoffs. There's no doubt about that. So the fact that they ran into this lets you know just what kind of momentum the Germantown's carrying this point of the year.
Yeah, so he's going to roll back to pass, rolling over to his right, looking down the middle of the field, and broken up by that Germantown secondary.
Yeah, why not? Why don't you just get back there, keep everything in front of you, wait for people with questionable arms to throw it to you, and know that you're going to be there to break on the ball.
Well, there's just pride there. They do not like to give up points.
No, and I'll tell you something. If you're a backup and you come in and you get scored on, the first team's going to talk to you about messing up what's going on.
Yeah, no doubt. So he's rolling out to his right again, rolling, a lot of pressure, and just actually it might have been intentional groundings. Let's see what they call here. I didn't see a receiver over there.
Yeah, I guess
it won't matter.
I think those Red Devils are more scared of the other Red Devils than they are of the team right now.
Well, like I said in the show, we're peaking at the right time. Our offense really looked good, and our defense is really shaping up. We're going all the way.
All right, 1st and 10, ball on the 42 for Germantown. 43 seconds left. Germantown just going to run the clock out.
I tell you, with that kind of a grip on how the game is going, it wouldn't surprise me to see O'Neal get into coaching or something like that in the future, because he really, from that beautiful interview, he really encapsulated.
Yeah, he made. he's really just. He has the words to explain.
We did good.
That kind of vocabulary, we're good.
We all did good. They did good. We're gonna win.
We're gonna win.
That's
sounds like a coach.
He sounds like a football coach.
It does. 10 seconds left for on the scoreboard for Lexington, and you hate it if you're for Lexington, but Germantown going to walk off with a big W, Coach.
Yeah, I hear the buses are cranked up. Everybody's getting the Gatorade out. This thing is done.
This thing is all over. Germantown 41, Lexington nothing. That sets up next week, live from Liberty Bowl Stadium, brought to you by Memphis Cablevision. Germantown versus the high school.
The high school, the Central Warriors.
There's your final stats, Coach. Like you said, they padded some stats there on yards in that fourth quarter. Probably gained another 80 yards in that fourth quarter, a little bit. A few first downs, but just lopsided up to that point.
Hey, the 18 yards passing was on one pass.
Yeah.
Other than that, all the thing was on the ground. You got 451 yards, 433 of it on the ground. That's just owning a situation. That's having your linemen being better and your backs being better.
Yep. Final thoughts. Can this team take it all the way?
Yeah, probably. They certainly have. They're coming together at the right time. They got the right team. They got the right mindset. Don't see why in the world it couldn't happen. But you got Central first, so we'll find out after that.
There you go. All right. Thank you for tuning in.